Hello, and welcome to Waffly Bollox, a wrestling podcast that didn't grow out of its goth phase either. I'm MJ, aka Russell Trasher, and my co-host is Sarah, aka Awfully Waffly. Hello!
Hiya!
Hello! Yeah, right.
I'm okay. I have been watching the pay-per-view since I woke up this morning, basically.
While you were doing that, I was finally getting some sleep. Because, as usual, I'm a lunatic and stayed up to watch the whole thing. And then I woke up at, about 1 going,
Not surprised. Well, I think I might be heading for a too much wrestling overdose situation.
Oh no! Oh no!
Because I was trying to catch up with Ring of Honor, and then on Saturday I went to North in Leeds, which was an absolute joy. And then Sunday morning was Collision, and then Sunday afternoon was Rev Pro Epic Encounter, and then I woke up today and all I've done is watch Dynasty. And I think my brain might have fallen out.
It's too much wrestling. Yeah, I have had a similar thing this weekend, which is why I'm behind on. Once again, I am behind on Rev Pro. But this weekend I watched the Ring of Honor YouTube show, and then I watched the other episode of Ring of Honor.
It doesn't help when they drop extra episodes.
It doesn't, does it? There's just so much wrestling. I watched, the Ring of Honor, 2 Ring of Honor episodes. Mystery Wrestling was on Saturday night, and that was, as usual, fucking delightful. And then I ended up I watched Collision Live and then ended up rewatching it because Tilda Half had been, he'd been to work and he hadn't seen it and he wanted to watch it before the pay-per-view. So we watched that yesterday afternoon again. And then it was pay-per-view time and it was just oh, my brain.
It's a lot. It's why whenever anybody recommends new promotions to us, I'm just I might be at capacity. Something would have to drop out, and to be honest, sometimes I think some of these might get dropped. We shall see.
I only got a small brain. I can't fit that much in there. If I push something in there, something is going to fall out the back.
Absolutely. I also don't think I've spoken to you since I went to Ceasefire, have I? I don't remember.
No, you haven't, actually. How was that?
It was really good. No, that was really fun because I'd forgotten that they had messaged and asked if we wanted to contribute to their buying a big banner, and then that meant that we got our podcast logo on the banner. And I'd forgotten about that until I saw it, and then I was like, "Oh my god, we're on the banner!"
Yeah, because I think that was a little bit ago, wasn't it, when they asked us about that?
Yeah, and then Ceasefire is a delight. It's really lovely.
One of these days, Chuck Mambo, if you're listening, can you bring that up north, please?
Bit further north. Bristol's a bit far. It is a bit far.
It's a bit of a trek, isn't it?
Especially because I think it takes longer for me to get to Bristol than it does to London. So I don't know why I was like, oh yes, I'll go to your show that isn't in London that actually takes me longer to get to. But yeah, delightful.
The route's not quite as straightforward, is it? I don't think because London is just a straight shot down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a brilliant show and obviously a good cause and a really good vibe, and everyone involved is a delight. So that was lovely. Aww. And then and then North was brilliant. Our pal Tom Campbell, hi Tom, if you're listening, is the host for that. And that's, again, just a really good vibe. Just really fun. Just really fun wrestling.
I love fun wrestling.
Me too.
I do. Yeah. It's the best kind of wrestling.
Yeah.
We will, when we get to the actual pay-per-view. How long are we going to put off talking about this pay-per-view?
About as long as we can.
Yeah, pretty much. I love a bit of silly shit sprinkled in me wrestling.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am getting more of that from, like, the indies at the minute. I love me some silly spots. And, like, Mystery was obviously wonderful.
Yeah.
They were in, I think they did their first show in Vancouver.
Oh, I'm so sad to miss it.
It was a good one. Yeah. It was a good one. Speedball was on commentary.
Oh, lovely Speedball.
But yeah, get a month subscription like to the Patreon.
I really should. But again, it's like it's worth it. I need about a year off work to watch all the wrestling that I want to watch, and then as soon as I went back to work, I would immediately run out of time again. But yeah, I was feeling really good about wrestling generally, Ceasefire and North, good times, and then. Although there was a moment of just like locking eyes with Trent Seven and being like, "Oh no, my nemesis."
That was very funny. That is because it's like the look on his face is like you, like staring right down the camera.
I know, bad times. That was nuts though. I watched Gene Money pick him up on it, like on one shoulder and walk around with him, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
What a strong boy.
Very strong
Gene
boy.
Is. Bloody hell.
And then the main event was a big old scramble that came down to, in the end, Jay Joshua, Rio, and Emerson Jane, which is just
amazing.
It also had like Liam Slater in there along the way. Yeah, delightful. Lots of our pals. We can call them pals if they've been on our podcast. That's how it works.
Yes. We basically from that point it's a friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Absolutely. And then I didn't go to Cardiff because Cardiff is super far, and I'm very glad that I didn't because RevPro. I think I'm having a similar issue with RevPro and AEW where I just kind of don't care very much at the moment. And even though TK Cooper is my guy and he had his big grudge match against Michael Oku, I just don't trust the booking that it's going to be satisfying. So I just feel like I'm just not having a nice time. And then during the main event, which was Jay Joshua versus Will Cruz, and if you know those guys, they are big lads. There was a spot where they crashed through the barrier and both of them went through the barrier and into a bunch of empty chairs. But because the barrier were those horrible metal railings that are all chained together, when they pushed it over, like the rest of it lifted up. And so a bit further down, the front row just got a fucking barrier in the face. Ooh. And I saw that they did have to send a medic over quite quickly and like kind of check people out. But that's really scary. And I don't like those barriers, and I've never liked those barriers because even if just a wrestler sort of knocks it into you, you know, at indie shows, if you're in the front row, you're kind of always in danger of maybe a wrestler knocking into you. And obviously if they're doing a jump, you get out of the way. But like with the barriers, if they're not jumping, like you maybe wouldn't. But then if they push into it and a big metal barrier falls on you, like that's quite painful and potentially dangerous.
I think maybe chaining them, if you know that kind of spot's coming up, maybe unchain those particular barriers from the rest of it, because like obviously there's going to be a reaction further up if it goes in there.
If you thought about it's
going to move further over. Maybe someone needs to learn some physics.
Yeah. It's because they sort of went through it with such force because there was nobody on the other side. So it kind of didn't matter, but they just took the whole thing with them. So that's a bit alarming, and I think maybe we need to have a bit of a rethink about barrier placement and what kinds of barriers we're using, and just generally not injuring our fans if at all possible.
I mean, because sometimes accidents happen.
Yeah, of course.
That's one thing, but like, maybe like if you're gonna do that kind of spot, maybe like next time just think ahead and unclip it from the rest of the barrier just in case. Like, I know they've got to be cautious with safety, as in like people not invading the ring and that, but the likelihood of that happening is so low.
The thing is though, like I feel like they only need to worry about that really at really big shows. Because how many like GCW shows have you seen where there's nothing, like people are right up banging on the ring and stuff?
Yeah, and there's no
nothing goes wrong.
There's well, I mean that's the thing. Yes, you have to mitigate for the fact that it could possibly something could happen, but it's like the likelihood of that is far lower than the likelihood of somebody getting injured because of the barrier not behaving the way you expect it to.
Like a big,
do you know what I mean?
Heavy metal barrier crashing into a bunch of people's faces. It's
not great.
It's not great, I would say.
Mm.
So yeah. Apart from that, the show was fairly unremarkable. They did have Alexis Falcon versus Amira, which was fun because Alexis Falcon's always fun, but I also saw her at North, so I was like, I'm good. And there was a challenge for Amira to fight Sky Smithson to finish the feud that they've been having. So I was a bit disappointed that didn't happen. I mean, I don't know, who knows? The one exciting thing that happened was that Dani Luna showed up. I know there's been a lot of reports this week about her being a free agent again, so that was exciting. But although again, I did see Dani Luna at Ceasefire, so I'm like,
yeah.
The UK scene is so fucking weird. Like you see people have a championship at a really big promotion, a really big stage, and then you see them like somewhere small just losing to someone you've never heard of. It's really weird.
Wrestling is a strange thing, isn't it? I fucking love Dani Luna. Like, she deserves the world. Like, she's so fucking good. And yeah, like, I don't know if she's... That's the thing. She asked for a release from TNA. So
interesting.
Very interesting. We shall see. I don't know what her plans are. Like, obviously, so like I don't know if she's planning to go back to America. But like I would not say no to her possibly making an appearance in AEW. That would be very fun.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you work at AEW, you can still work the indies, which is always good.
Yes.
Unlike TNA.
God, the amount of stuff that's happened since we've last had an episode. Should we just sack off the pay-per-view and just talk about...
Just talk about everything that's been going on, yeah. Oh, yeah, because we've got the fucking TNA situation as well, haven't we? Where they have cancelled a bunch of matches that were set up for their talent versus AEW talent. And basically, it seems like either Carlos, the dickhead in a hat that runs the place, he has either gone and gotten sulky about the fact that Collision was on in Impact's time slot a couple of weeks ago because of the football. It wasn't like any kind of malice on AEW's part. It's just where the network put them because the football was on. I think it was football. Maybe it wasn't football. It might have been basketball.
One of the sports, yeah.
It was our sport that was happening. And the thing is, it happened last year as well, so I don't know why all of a sudden it's an issue now, but I am assuming it is probably an issue because somebody at the Fed has been complaining about it, and so now nobody from AEW or is allowed to wrestle anyone from TNA because TNA won't allow it. MJF has been in several places going the fuck off about it, which I found completely delightful. He went on Busted Open, and Dave LaGreca, the guy that hosts it, he was like, "Oh, MJF, hi, good to see you," and he was like, "Shut up, Dave!"
Wow.
And he just went on a magnificent rant about basically TNA don't pay their talent enough to be dictating where they can and can't wrestle outside of TNA when they're not booked for TNA. Which is like, that's been a thing for a long time, like with TNA. I mean, that I think was a big part of why so many TNA talent ended up at AEW. Like with Josh, Speedball, like a few others, because they basically lowballed everyone. Like, and at one point, I don't know if it's still the case now, but outside of a few different people, they were paying per appearance for the majority of their roster. So if you are not on the show, you are not getting paid.
And then if they also tell you can't work somewhere else, that's really shit.
Exactly. What gives them the right? If they are not paying you when you are not on TV, also if they're not paying you enough that you need to go out and supplement your income, being banned from going to probably one of the better paying companies is total bullshit.
Yeah.
Total bullshit. Like, because the thing is, like, it's like, there was talk of, we don't want our talent to look weak. And it's like, I would say AEW talent in particular are quite good at making people look good in defeat.
Yeah.
So it isn't really, you know what I mean? It's not like anyone was going to get buried. So that isn't really the issue either. But yeah, MJF went on this brilliant fucking rant about, like, TNA. I don't understand anybody who can support this company at the minute because it's so, you know, it's outrageous what they're doing to talent. It, like, stopping these young guys from going out and getting reps, stopping them from making more money to put food on their table. It's disgusting. I'm like, fuck yeah! Like, God, Max. Max really said workers' rights. It was like, yeah, brilliant stuff. But he's absolutely right. Like, what fucking right do they have to like cut off a fairly sizable chunk of income for these people, especially if they're not paying them enough that their salary alone from TNA is not enough to live on.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing? Because, like, I know they don't pay for, like, travel and stuff and accommodation. They just pay for the appearance. So unless you're one of the chosen few who've got, like, an exclusive contract and certain things negotiated, that's a whole separate thing. But the majority of them, like, they're on, like, these contracts that don't really pay a lot of money, considering it's a televised wrestling show. Who are you to cut off their income like that? That's foul. Yeah. Foul. It's Fed behaviour, and they should be ashamed of themselves, frankly. There we go. Rant over. For now.
This whole industry is so irresponsible in so many ways.
For real.
Oh, like, God. Okay, well.
It's not too much to ask to be... If you are doing a job like wrestling, where you are putting your body on the line every time, and every single match could potentially be your last one, you got no business underpaying people to do that. Absolutely no business at all.
But then, you know, we need to talk about that on the indies as well. How little money there is and how fucked up the whole thing is. Well, that's a nice bleak way.
Wrestlers should unionise.
They really should.
Fucking unionise.
I think certainly in the UK you can join... Oh, God, I keep forgetting what they're called. Is it Equity? The actors' union?
Equity's the acting one, yeah.
So that's a thing that people should probably do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Should we try and talk about Dynasty? I don't want to. Actually, I think this might be really quick, because I don't think I've got a lot to say about almost anything.
Yeah, which is a whole fucking issue in and of itself, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
it
is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, 0 Hour kicked off with the unwelcome return of Camille, and I've got to be honest, I didn't recognise her at first. She's been gone so long, and I've forgotten that she exists. I was like, who's that?
Yeah. I think I'd seen her fairly recently because I'd seen the publicity shots for American Gladiators. Yeah. Because it stuck in my head because I saw Wardlow and his name was Fang and it made me giggle.
I didn't realise they had different names. I hadn't thought about that for some reason.
They've got gladiator names. And Wardlow is Fang. And it's, it just got me because it just reminded me of that old... the old advert for Nigel Mansell Racing on the Super Nintendo from years and years back with Rick Mail on it, and he was like, "Isn't that right, Fang?" And it was just a man with the mustache with dog ears on, and he just went woof. And it don't ask me why. It kind of connected back to that, and it made me laugh. I don't know. Yeah. Why? I thought she'd gone. I thought she was staying gone.
So, yeah, bleak. 0 Hour kicked off with Marina Shafir versus Alex Windsor.
This was fun. I enjoyed this,
yeah,
to be fair.
It was quite fun. I guess I thought that, like, something about it would have a bearing on events later on, maybe, because it ended with Marina kind of grinning and then being like, "Oh, why is she happy?" And I thought, "Oh, I guess we'll wait and see." And now I'm like, none the wiser.
No, it is. It's a weird thing. Like, I mean, because I guess, this is going to be ongoing. Is like, Will and Mox and Marina and Alex possibly is going to be an ongoing thing. But it was funny. It was like, what are you up to, Marina? With her laughing. But then I also took it as, because Marina and Mox are very much like, they seem to have this philosophy where it's like, it doesn't actually matter if we win. We're just trying to get the best out of people.
Okay, yeah, I guess I could see it that way.
So I got that Marina was laughing because she got what she wanted out of Alex.
Just like, the love of the game.
Something out, love of the game, pulled something out of Alex that maybe wasn't expected, and that was a job well done, and it didn't matter if she lost. Like that, I kind of took it as that.
Okay.
So maybe that's it, or maybe I'm inventing a story where there isn't one.
To be fair, you're gonna have to.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this is. I'm gonna have to write my own stories because there is none. Yeah, I that's sort of the impression I got from it, is that like Marina was like, well, I have turned her into a killer.
Yeah.
Job well
done. They were also chatting on commentary about how the majority of Marina's matches were over in like less than 4 minutes, and this one was nearly 9. So I guess she was like, "Oh, someone finally gave me a little workout."
Yeah. Well, that was when she first started with the whole problem gimmick as well. She was like, "I am the problem.
Oh yeah, you need to solve me." Yeah, that's true. So
that kind of ties into that as well a little bit, I think, which was nice. A nice callback. There was some nice callbacks, I will say that, in this show, in places, and it came from the usual suspects as well, who you would expect. But good shit there. I really enjoyed this match. I thought Alex did great. I thought Marina did great. I'm just really glad that Marina finally found her thing, and I think hanging out with Mox was the best thing that could have possibly happened. Like, because now she is a character, and I think before that she was struggling to find it, and she's definitely found it now, and she's fucking great. I really like her, so yeah, good stuff.
Happy days.
Happy days.
Then they gave Camille a squash match that was like a minute long or something, like very, 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 very short.
Like, why is this here? But I mean, good for Big Ann getting on the pay-per-view. Happy for her. But she did get squashed, so yes. I mean, like, but she did get on TV, so that's something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I Camille, like, what's she there for?
I don't know what she's there for. I also, I feel slightly confused about, well, not confused, but like, they did this whole thing with Willow Nightingale of being like, oh, she's like the comeback killer, like she has a match against Shida and like beats her, and so it was kind of like, oh, we can use Willow to bring people back, and then she beats them, and now Camille is getting a match against Willow, but it wasn't in an open challenge way. I don't know, I guess I don't really know what the point of this was.
No, it's like, was that comeback killer thing just as a means to bring Camille back? And it's like, I was like, okay, but where's Mercedes? Where's Mercedes?
Yes.
Where is Ruby? I was trying to think of all the women who were away that could have come back. I'm like, there was like Ruby, there was Britt, there was like Shida had already come back, obviously, which delighted about, by the way. This new gimmick, fucking brilliant. Which can we just somehow talk about this just for a second?
Because we've had a couple of episodes that we've not been able to get to. So chuck it in wherever.
That's the thing, because there was no. Shida wasn't on the pay-per-view either, so we can't sort of weave it into that somehow. But Shida has come back, which delighted, love her, hi queen, and it was like. She's doing this thing where it's like she will be nice to people in English and then really cunty about them in Japanese. Like, have you seen that promo with her and Stat?
No.
There was a thing where she was asking Stat, Lexi was with him, I think, asking Stat to team up with her for the tag match that then was on Collision. And it was like, I know you've already told Harley that you don't want to team with her and you don't want to train with her in English. And then in Japanese, she turns away and sort of goes, because she's not a wrestler, she just masqueraded as a wrestler and she's just a singer. And it's like,
ooh, that's
and I was like,
fun. Okay.
I live. And she was like, well, why don't we team up for old time's sake? You and me, we've been a team before, we can do this. And Stat was kind of a bit reluctant, but like, yeah, okay. And then Shida in Japanese says, look, I'm doing you a favour by teaming up with you in this match. And I'm like, this is glorious. I absolutely love it. And then when they finally had the tag match on Collision, they were like, Stat kind of got in the ring, because it was like an in-action match, so it was like against like local talent. And so Stat got in the ring and finished the match, basically. She'd like caught her opponent in the air, managed to get her into a Saturday Night Fever. And then Shida was stood on the apron just sort of with her arms in the air, like, what the fuck, man? Like, you know, like, so you're just going to take all the glory. And then it was like, when they were following each other out the ring, like, Shida was behind Stat and looked like she was going to smack her in the mouth. And then Stat turns round and she's like, oh, give me a hug. And it's like, brilliant. I love it.
Was it when Willow was fighting Queen Aminata, who's our other return, that Shida was just standing like on the stairs looking angry the whole time?
Just scowling with a kendo stick. Yeah,
that's fun.
It's so good. It's so good. It's like, I just love the idea that it's going to take until she actually acts on it, it's going to take everybody ages to figure out that she just hates them all.
That is very fun. That's a really fun gimmick.
So fun.
But yeah, I did think we were getting Mercedes back, and getting Camille back instead is a very, very poor substitution.
It isn't even a substitution, is it? It's just like, oh, okay.
Oh dear. This pay-per-view, it just felt like a very, very, very long episode of Dynamite. I don't feel like it
it did.
Of the sort of, apart from the main event, I don't feel like it was particularly pay-per-view-y.
I think all the exciting stuff, they kind of bookended the show with, like, there was a couple of matches at the beginning and at the end that were great and I really enjoyed. And then it was just, the middle was just kind of,
Yeah.
It was like, fine. Okay.
If we must.
But it didn't help that it was like the match... The matches where it did feel a bit nothingy, there was like, there had been no lead up. Like, it was just, this is on the card to fill it out kind of thing. So there was no build to it at all. There was no real kind of stakes in it. So I was like, I've got nothing to get my teeth into here. Like, it's a very good wrestling match, and I like good wrestling, and I enjoyed that very much. But there was nothing to get me invested in several of these matches.
Nothing.
Like, and I need something. I need like a good build, or like a reason, or just something to get my teeth into. And it happens, like, I mean, I felt a little bit like that about Revolution as well. There wasn't really a lot for me to get invested in. It's like, I want somebody to win. And a lot of these matches were like, I don't really care who wins.
Yeah.
Like if one wins, it's fine. If someone else wins, it's also fine. And I'm not that bothered either way. And it's like, I feel like that's an important thing.
Yeah, it is. It is an important thing. Okay, well, there you go, done. I'm so resistant to this. Okay, right. 0 Hour. 0 Hour, we had the AEW National Championship defended. So Jack Perry defended his title against Mark Davis.
I really enjoyed this one as well. To be honest, I did things like this is the most like 0 Hour was my favourite bit. No, it wasn't. It wasn't my favourite bit. But this match was really, really fun, and Jack took some insane fucking bumps. Aww. Insane.
I mainly just enjoyed how much he was doing with his face. There was a lot of good face work.
There was some brilliant face work from Jack as well, and I just love the way they're booking Davis at the minute as well. He's like, they are booking him like an absolute beast. Like even if he loses, it's kind of like it doesn't matter because this guy's a fucking beast. Mark Davis continues to be a delight, and I like him very much. Him and Jack, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing good shit, and it was a really fun match, and I really enjoyed it. I kind of almost wish it had been on the main show, and it got a bit more time, really. I would have liked to build to it as well, actually. Yes. Like, they could have really made something out of that, and it kind of didn't. So, you know, it is what it is, but I enjoyed what we got.
Yeah, it kind of comes under the argument about AEW having too many belts. A lot of the belts don't really have any identity, or there's no real reason why somebody would go for them. And I think we could do a bit better on that front.
Yeah, maybe a bit more distinguishing between the two, because it's like the Continental's got the Continental rules. That's what makes that sets that apart. I know you don't like the Continental.
No, but at least it's something. Yeah,
it's a unique kind of thing where it's like you have to have a specific type of match. But the International and the National is a bit like, well, it feels like they're basically serving the same purpose a little bit. The TNT has turned back into a TV Open Challenge belt, which I like, because that was, what it was originally, and then it kind of got away from that a bit. But now it's like whoever has it tends to go on TV and be like, I will fight whoever wants one. That's good, like that. But yeah, I think it's just mainly like the International and the National is a bit like, well, they're kind of like, what? I need something to define what each of them are for.
It's messy.
It is messy. It is especially messy when there is this many belts, and then the women have tags and the women's world title, and that's it.
And the TBS, but yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, and the TBS. The TBS as well. But it's like, yeah, there's just certain men's belts where I'm like, we need to sort of maybe just do something with them somehow.
And then there was another title defense on 0 Hour, which was for the women's tag titles. It felt crazy to have multiple titles defended on 0 Hour. I mean, I guess they both were retained, so it didn't matter. But I don't know, that felt a bit mad. But yeah, so we had the Divine Dominion against Hyan and Maya World, and they had a really nice video package. Was it on Collision?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that was nice. I like that.
It was really good, and I think Hyan and Maya World are just doing really good at the minute. Really good. Have you seen the match with Maya and Athena?
Yes, actually, yes, I have. I think
that was fucking great.
Yeah,
a really good fucking match. The pair of them are so good.
They are good.
I reckon AEW definitely got the better end of the deal with that one. They are super, super talented, and it's like I can see him winning them at some point. Now maybe wasn't the time to do it, but I think you could build that match up with them versus the champs and have them win it, and it'd be awesome.
It'd be nice.
But then do it on the actual pay-per-view. That'd be good.
Yeah, because we are now 3 women's matches in before we get to the main card. But that doesn't count. I refuse to accept that. We still had 1 women's match on the card of the pay-per-view. Yeah,
on the main card, yeah. I don't know, I think that the women's tag match should have probably been on the actual main card.
I thought it might at least do that crossover thing, but it didn't.
No, it didn't. No. I don't know whether... I think they're still toying with that idea and they can't quite decide whether it's a good idea or not.
Well, then they might have had half a women's match. 1.5 women's matches on the pay-per-view. We can't have that.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking sick of this bullshit. Like, I don't even want to keep saying... Like, part of me was like, I'm just going to become an absolute troll and be like, we're only reviewing women's matches. And if there are none, then that's on the fucking promoter for not booking the card right.
Because I think there would have been maybe been a TBS match. Would that have also been on the 0 hour?
I don't know whether Willow's a bit banged up, is she? Is that what's happened?
I think maybe that's what it was. I actually think that maybe it was that Willow maybe did actually not get cleared. I think maybe possibly the match with Willow and Camille was meant to happen there.
Yeah.
And it didn't, so we ended up with the squash. But I think maybe it's a case of they just didn't know until like right before the show and they had to scramble to do something. But then again, saying that also means that yet another women's title is being defended on the pre-show.
Yeah, exactly. This thing of, like, not knowing if somebody's going to be cleared until the day.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's, like, they should maybe do that, like, the day before.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Because I just for everyone's welfare and planning. I mean, maybe that would completely derail everybody's plans, but, like, I don't know why everything has to be absolutely flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think maybe, like, I get that you want to give it as much time as possible in the hope that maybe they'll be okay to do it. I get that. But maybe not that close to the, like, on the day. Maybe the day before.
The day before. Like, maybe if they're not okay the day before, then just be like, yeah, take the next day off. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that does feel like it would be the more logical thing to do. But, you know.
Fucking hell. Honestly, I think... Is it because I only started watching it as an adult? But, like, I keep just hitting this wall of, like, oh, wrestling's really bad. It's really not a good industry.
I think maybe maybe part of it is tuning into it, like, because you get a different perspective on it than someone like me who's been watching it for very many years and being like, yeah, wrestling's bad. It's always been bad.
But you still had time to come to terms with it, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, for me, it's like, it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. So, like, my tolerance for it probably is a bit higher.
Yeah, whereas I'm still in this world where I was just horrified that it wasn't fake blood.
Yeah, it's like, not to excuse it, like, there are still a great many bad things in the industry. And, you know, with some promoters being quite sort of predatory when it comes to talent, well, in more ways than one when it comes to the Fed. But it's sort of, yes, there are things that are bad, but also it is not as bad as it was like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So I guess it's like, I've got more of a kind of a sliding scale on how bad it can be.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, things are like now, yes, there are some things that are very bad, but it's still not as bad as it has been previously. Yeah. So it is like, it doesn't feel like an improvement to you, but to me it kind of does.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, look, doing things like reading Heather Vandenberg's Unladylike and being like, my God, the scene in the 2010s was actual hell, and that wasn't that long ago. Like, how do these things happen? But that is not to say that we should not continue pushing for things to be better, ideally.
Exactly.
In all aspects of life, but wrestling is a microcosm of everything, as always. Right. Okay. God, we really are like the slightest thing of like, oh, there's a tangent.
There's a tangent, we go off ramp.
Run away. Okay, let's get into the main card. And to be fair, the first match was a banger, and my first note is like, oh, we're doing this already. Like, shouldn't we save this for a bit later when we need it?
Yeah, and we needed it.
I didn't.
We
even
really
say what the
needed
match was, did I? It was the Young Bucks versus the Don Callis family. In this case, Okada and Takeshita. And yeah, just a big old party match. What
big old party
joy.
match.
Absolute joy.
Absolute joy. I think this might have been my favourite match on the card. And then it was like you started out too high. It was like literally. Thing is, even before the match after had started, I was like, well, good luck to everybody following that. And it was like, ooh, yeah, that I needed that match in the middle of the card, man. Like,
yeah.
I could have done without it at the beginning. You should have done the gauntlet or something at the beginning.
Well, I mean, the gauntlet was also kind of fun, but
Oh, yeah, the gauntlet was great.
Maybe would have started out with, I don't know, the first 4 matches definitely could have got reshuffled.
Shuffled around, yeah.
But,
yeah.
Delightful. A slight hesitation over how many references there are to Jordan and Pippin, because once again I refuse to know about sport. Could I have Googled it? Yes, but I'm not gonna.
No,
I refuse. No. I refuse to know about sport. No, not gonna do it.
Yeah, if it's a film reference or something,
Yeah,
great. I'll
sport,
go and find it
absolutely
and
not.
look it up. But if it's a sport, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I enjoyed that the crowd were chanting "Holy shit" before anything even happened, which was nice. Just these 4
That was very nice.
Deserve a nice
Yeah.
thing. We had Don Callis on commentary being very, very funny. I enjoyed when he called the Bucks a brainworm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's a little brainworm.
Little brainworms.
Bless him.
And we all have those brainworms. Yeah, I liked the hashtag Kyle Fletcher Strong.
Fucking Don in a pink armband.
He's so ridiculous.
He's such a ridiculous man.
I have forgotten what it feels like to genuinely dislike him, because he's just bants.
I can't dislike. He's so funny.
So I understand that you're playing a horrible character, but you are extremely funny, and I can't hate you for that.
No.
Highlight of the pay-per-view, Okada dressing up like a young buck.
I was so happy. It was because he's been doing that on BTE for fucking years, and I'm like, finally, Okada dressing up in Young Bucks gear gets on the pay-per-view. This is delightful.
He's the most wonderful
so
gremlin, and I love him so much. And I'm seeing so many men I don't want to see. And then I see Okada dressed up like a young buck, and I'm like, that's what I would like to be seeing. I like
all
to
the
see
time.
this.
All this, all the time. Yeah. Just, he's so funny. He's the silliest man. All of them elite boys are fucking silly.
Yeah.
And I think, like, when there is less of that on the show, my investment goes through the floor.
Yes. Yeah.
The joy is stored in the tassels. We keep fucking saying.
Well, I saw our pal Emmy saying on Blue Sky that, like, the first match and the last match were the ones with the most emotional investment. It's like, oh, the matches with the elite in them. Funny that.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
We're all
because they actually bother to make you invested.
Yeah,
they bother to make you invested. It's like, it was like I was saying the other week. There is the elite that we know of, right? There's like Kenny, the Bucks, Hangman, and then there are several people in AEW who are not in name the elite, but they are.
Elite
I
adjacent,
know they are.
Secret
elite. Secret elite. And those are the guys that make me invested. You know, it's like, it's all these 4 guys, Swerve, Max as well. Like, you know, because as much as sometimes he says things that piss me off, Max is... he gets you invested. Yeah. Like, whether it's negatively or positively, he knows how to get your attention. He knows how to draw you in and make you engaged.
Yeah.
Whereas there is a lot going on at the minute where it doesn't feel like any effort is being put... like, it's like, we are going to go and have a really good match, and that's great, but I'm not getting anything that makes me engaged. Yeah. And that is the issue, I think, with a lot of stuff on this card. It was like, you have done nothing to invest me in this match.
Yeah. Okay, so dialing down into this match a little bit, there's a really fun sharpshooter sequence where Okada and Takeshita ended up slapping each other to stop one another from tapping, but also just, I think, because they wanted to hit each other.
Yeah, basically. So
just
good.
Lots of Young Bucks shenanigans. We also had a really, really delightful Young Bucks match the day before on Collision, right? That was when they fought Hechicero and El Clon, and
that was so fun. That was so fun.
I know
loved
you.
That.
I know. Actually, we have had our reservations about the Don Callis family being everywhere, but actually, maybe Young Bucks versus pretty much any two of the Don Callis family is
seems
a joy.
To work out, doesn't it? Yeah,
I feel like you could pick any two.
Yeah, but then I think also that is just, I think, just the fact that the Young Bucks are just joy in general.
Yes, maybe just pick the Young Bucks versus anyone. Except FTR. Except FTR.
But I do know a lot of the guys in the Don Callis family are, again, I think, secret elite. They're just really good. They're really, really good. And they always get me engaged in what's going on. And even this match, which actually didn't have a lot of lead up to it. Like, it was kind of arranged on Dynamite. It was like, yes, well, Kyle's injured, so we're going to have you two versus the Young Bucks, which was, like, obviously Okada and Takeshita. And I think it helped because there's, like, the whole history with Okada and Takeshita as well. So that kind of informed it. So there was a level of investment there because there was a story on that side of it. And it was like, I know it was your basic, can they coexist type, you know, but it was enough. It was enough. I don't ask for much.
They made a nice job of it. I enjoy. Yeah, so the finish was Takeshita let Okada get got.
That was one of the callbacks. Like, you know, where Kenny versus Hangman at Full Gear when Hangman won the title. It was basically the Bucks came and grabbed Hangman, like Matt grabbed Hangman's leg to stop him from doing the buckshot and finishing off Kenny. But then he had a change of heart and just let go. Like, Matt let go and gave him the nod. So it was like, that was a little bit of a callback to that. And I was like, yay!
So Matt had Okada.
They're about to do...
Matt had Okada in a tombstone. So they were going to do the...
Yeah, we're going to do a Meltzer driver.
Yes.
Or a TK driver, as it is now. But yeah, so Matt was going to spring over the rope. And... oh, was it Nick? Oh, God, I've mixed up with Young Bucks.
It was Nick on
It was Nick. Yeah, so Takeshita grabbed hold of Nick's ankle and but then was like, you know what? Finish it.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah!
And have you seen the post-event thing with them, with Don Callis trying to get them to talk to each other and Takeshita riffing on Okada being like, it was an accident, I'm so sorry, and like taking piss. Delightful. Takeshita, you're a funny boy.
He's a very funny boy. I love Takeshita. He's great. People forget he's a DDT boy. He's silly.
Can we just get rid of everyone who's not silly enough? I just think silly wrestling is where I like to live.
Yeah. Or big and dramatic.
Yes.
I love a bit of big and dramatic as well, because I'm extra like that.
But who's big and dramatic?
Give me silly or big and dramatic.
Who would you... Okay, but I was going to say, who would you class as big and dramatic who wouldn't also pass the silly test? Because Kenny definitely would.
Kenny definitely would. I was going to say Max, but Max definitely would as well.
Would,
He's a silly fucking man. No, actually, no, yeah. There is a crossover with silly and dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Solved it.
Solved
if you don't score more than 7 out of 10 on the silly scale, get out.
Get out. Leave.
Just leave. Okay. How many hearts would we like to give this match? I feel like quite a lot.
All of them.
Like 1 million? All like infinity?
Infinity hearts.
Okay. It's a shame there's not like a rainbow heart. I would like that, but I don't think there is one. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that. That was, yeah. Stop watching the pay-per-view there. Lovely time. The problem is with my AEW subscription, or not a problem, I guess a feature, is that I don't feel like I've paid money specifically to watch this show.
Yeah, there is.
So I'm like, it's fine, it's whatever.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, at least that is, like, we are literally not... Well, we are paying for it, but it's like less than 20 quid a month for pay-per-views and all of AEW as well. So it's like, I don't want to be too churlish about these things, because at this point I am literally not paying very much at all.
Well, yeah, not paying very much. And Dynasty is a fake pay-per-view anyway.
It's one of them could have been a special episode of Dynamite pay-per-views. Yeah,
it is. Okay, so that was a nice start. And then we went into Ricochet versus Chris Jericho. And again, I was like, that's going to be a banter match because that's two very silly men. What are we doing? Like, we've spunked all our women's matches and our silly matches right at the beginning. How am I going to watch another 4 hours of this?
Yeah. You've got to spread out the silly, I think.
Spread it out, guys.
You've got to distribute the silly at various points in the whole card, because otherwise it's just like, it feels like a bit of a slog.
It's like they had the ingredients.
The entire middle of the card is very, very serious matches.
I mean, the thing is, I'm looking at it going, it's not that many, but it felt like it. I can't figure out.
It did. It felt long.
Why?
It did feel long. I know, and this isn't it started and ended too late, kind of like a grifter rant or anything. It was just like, it felt longer than normal, like pay-per-views normally feel. Even though it wasn't.
Listen, I'm old, and I kind of feel like sometimes these events do go on too long because it requires you sitting in one place for a long time.
And need to get up and have a walk around.
Yeah, and especially if you're going live, a lot of events kind of run over like meal times. My new pet peeve is events that run over meal times in a venue that doesn't serve any form of food or hot drinks. Especially if the venue is cold. If I have to sit still in the cold and I have no way of getting... The only liquid I can get is, like, refrigerated. That's so miserable. And I'm like, I don't want to be miserable. It's like, just let me get a cup of tea. Come on.
I feel like, I think more wrestling shows should have intermissions.
Have an intermission. Have some snacks. Have hot drinks. We'll all be happier. Listen,
because, like... It's a common thing on, like, the indies. Is very often you will watch an indie show and, like, there is just 15 minutes in the middle just to go and get a brew in that. I get it because they don't want to lose people, but if it's a pay-per-view, people have paid specifically to watch it, so they aren't going to disappear in the 15 minutes that you have a little break.
No, of course they're not. Oh, yeah. Look, is there a reason why wrestling events must be like 4 or 5 hours long and deeply uncomfortable?
I will say that was the thing. It helps a lot if the seats are comfy.
Yeah.
Because All In versus Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door, I could have quite happily sat there for another couple of hours and been quite comfortable. And that's coming from me who couldn't go outside for a smoke because they wouldn't let you. So it's like...
But could you get a coffee, though?
I could, but I didn't.
Okay.
Like, I just went in with my Pepsi, and that was
Okay.
That was it. But like, the seats were comfy. They were squishy. They were like them, like fold down ones, but they were squishy and they had some padding on. Whereas, like, All In at Wembley, the most uncomfortable seating. It's like, because it's just hard plastic. Yeah. Hard plastic stadium seats. There's no padding. Like, there's not even like a seat pad. And by the end of like All In 23, I was ready to leave. Like, the neurodivergent urge to leave overtook me, and it was like, I have enjoyed this. This has been great. I need to leave immediately.
Yeah, because also, like, I feel like, you know, the main event is your most important match. I really don't want to be getting to the end of towards the end of the main event and feeling annoyed when somebody kicks out because I'm just so ready to not be sitting in that seat anymore. Like, that's not how you're meant to feel.
No. Like, you need to be, you really want, like, people to be locked in with your main event. Yeah. But I also think that this, again, they put all the joy at, like, either end of the card. Yeah. So it was, like, in the middle, it just started to feel a bit like a slog. But then that is to the detriment of the matches that come after it, in a way. Because, like you say, you're like, someone kicks out and you're like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I was really ready to go and get some warmth. I was really ready to just be warm. Yeah, I mean, obviously at home I can control my own temperature, but similar sort of thing of like, I'm ready to not be sitting on the sofa. I want to go for a walk. I want to, go do something else. I guess I can, because I can just pause it, but
you pause it.
But then that ruins the feel. I don't know. I just don't know why it has to be so long, I guess.
Although, do be careful if you are watching live on my AEW. You
can't go back.
You can't. Well, no, it's that if you pause it, it doesn't actually pause it. When you unpause it, it skips the bit that you've missed goes straight to live. So, just be wary of that, because it has caught us a time or two. And we've ended up missing something, because it's like, it will just skip.
That's really weird, considering how swish my AEW feels compared to Triller or like Rev Pro On Demand, where you definitely can do that. However, I am still having the border problem with it, where I'm watching it on a laptop plugged into my TV, and there's a huge black border around the edge because it won't go full screen. You hit full screen and it won't go full screen. And I've tried somebody told me a hack of like pop out the video into like picture in picture and then make that go full screen. And that did work, but then it stopped working. That's weird. There are a couple of things that maybe just need ironing out with that. It's very good. It's a very good service, but there is a couple of things. They finally added the Fast channel on the TV app now, which I'm very happy about. I was watching some old Dynamites yesterday, and the first one that was on when I tuned in was the episode on the Jericho cruise where Kenny and Hangman beat SCU and were the tag title champions. So that was fun. I was like, yay! I just tuned in at exactly the right time to make me happy. That's nice. That's lovely when that happens.
It is. And yeah, it was fun. Saw some old faces and it was a joy. But then I saw Jake Hager and I was like, there! Go away!
Yeah, that is often a problem. It's when I switch it on, it's when I put the Fast channel on and it's Cody and I'm like, oh God. Anyway, okay, so, fucking hell, Jericho Ricochet. This being in Canada, the crowd were absolutely fucking loving Jericho. They were chanting, "You still got it." They were singing along with Judas. They were cheering their heads off for him. Ricochet also, I think, helps with that if you want to position Jericho as like super over at the moment, because he is very, very good at getting like nuclear heat. So delightful.
Yeah, absolutely. That's delightful. He was a very good pick for Jericho's first opponent back. Obviously, I think also bringing him back in Canada was definitely the right move. But yeah, I have been enjoying Jericho so far. We haven't seen a lot, but
Thus far, he's quite enjoyed it.
Been fun.
He's been wrestling in sparkly pants.
He's been wrestling in sparkly pants. He had a sparkly leopard print jacket on when he first came back, and I was like, that is the best thing I've ever seen, and I need it immediately.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he has been very funny. It seems like he's sort of, I guess this will be his last run, like, as an active wrestler. So he is already pulling out the greatest hits, which is very funny, though. He's already pulled out the list of Jericho, which was, I don't know whether you'd get that reference either.
Nope. But he did highlight, like, I am making a reference to something from the past.
Yes.
Because he said, like, something like, oh, it's been 10 years since I've done this or something, yeah.
Yeah. But he had the list of Jericho when he was in WWE.
What is it? A list of people he's going to fight, or
yes, or a list of it's like a list of people who've wronged him,
right?
And he must fight with them, which is it's very silly, and I enjoy it, and it's funny. But I think Ricochet was a really good choice of opponent.
I just really enjoy the Demand at the moment. I'm just really high on the Demand. I did think Jericho, like, taking them all out at one point in this match was a little bit over the top. But Toa Leona in that fucking waistcoat with no shirt and his hair down all flowing, and I was like, hello. Who's this beautiful man?
Well, we have already established that he is the man in the office that you would have a crush on.
But, that didn't hurt.
No, absolutely not. No, he's looking so good. He's looking so good. And, like, they are playing their roles extremely well, I think, in this faction. Like, Leona, like, is just really starting to, like, stand out, like, as a sort of, you know, the guy, and it is like there's a trio and there's always one guy that pulls focus, and it isn't necessarily the guy who's the front guy of the faction. It's like he's one of those guys where it's like my eye is always drawn to what he's up to because he just pulls focus. Like, whether he's like talking or not, he's doing something with his face or his body or something. He's doing something that draws my attention away from what's being said to him.
Yeah.
He's like, there's other guys who do that, like John Silver as well. Like, if you ever see a promo where it's like Uno is talking and then you've got John Silver mugging in the background, it's like my eye will always go to him fucking about.
If only we saw the Dark Order ever.
I would like to see much more, but that will forever be a thing that I will never forgive Tony Khan for. But, like, never. Although he did have a really good match. Alex Reynolds had a really good match on Ring of Honor this past week.
I need to watch it. I think I'm looking at, like, next weekend and going, Collision's on early, there's no Rev Pro. That can be when I catch up on things.
Wait, yeah. He had a match with Nick Wayne. It was a proving ground match.
That's fun. Okay, that's exciting. I want to watch that. Yeah. Cool. Okay, but
back to Ricochet.
Yeah, fucking hell. It's the most ADHD podcast
it's
of all time.
It's catching. I've sent it you through the internet.
Literally, there was some matches on this card where I don't know what happened, but I got bored and I found myself, I sort of like came to like playing on Pokemon Go, and I was like, what am I doing? What's happening? I'm supposed to be watching a pay-per-view. I better rewind it and catch up on the bit I missed. Anyway, I did think it was a bit crazy that Jericho was able to take down all of the Demand, and so when Ricochet ultimately won, I was like, that is the correct answer.
Yeah, I was surprised, but I was delighted that Ricochet won this. Like, that bodes well for me.
Yes.
Like, with how this run's gonna go. And I'm into that. Ricochet did great. He's such a good, like, kind of Weasley shithouse heel. He's so good at that.
In fact, he might be secret elite.
Yeah, for real. I think it's like, a lot of them, it's like, if they've been in, like, DDT and PWG, There's certain companies that all these guys have been in, and it's like, yeah, no, you get it.
Teacher good over there. How many hearts would we give this? I feel like this is, I mean, it's not infinity, but I feel like it's pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty solid. I'd give it 4, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so too.
I
think so
had
too.
a lot of fun with it. Oh my God. The Judas effect that Korn took.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, that was fucking gnarly. I enjoyed that a lot.
So there you go. Still got it.
The
man still got it. It's just us and Tunnel Talk versus the world going, actually, we're quite enjoying watching Chris Jericho. Sorry to everyone who's not.
Yeah.
Kind of having quite a nice time.
I think that's the thing. I think with Jericho, I think we just had a bit of fatigue.
We did, yeah, but then he fucked off for like a year. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what you do. You fuck
so
off
many
for a year.
people could learn from this. Right. So then we get to Andrade El Idolo versus Darby Allin to win a title shot.
Yeah. I mean, they made it pretty clear before the match had even started who was winning this, but I was hoping against hope that Andrade would win it. Yeah. Because, unfortunately, I just don't care about Darby Allin, I'm afraid.
I just don't care about Darby Allin. I didn't like his... He did that promo the other day where he was like, if I'm not getting a title shot, then what's it all been for? All this, like, breaking my back and jumping off shit and whatever else.
He chose to do that, though.
Well, yeah, and in this match... So, this is a thought I'm going to come back to during the Ospreay Mox match, but during this match, Darby did a spot where they'd run out into the crowd and he did a drop kick on the steps that basically meant he went spine first into the steps. And I was just like, why did you do for what did you do that?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it wasn't that cool. It wasn't worth it. I don't know why you did that. You didn't need to do that. I wish you hadn't done that.
Yeah. Yeah. My issue with Darby is that I don't really feel that he's evolved at all in 7 years nearly at this point. Like, I feel like once you've seen one Darby match, you've kind of seen them all. Like, he's going to drop himself spine first onto something. He's going to throw himself into an object of some description, and everyone's going to go, ooh. You know, it's very... There is a kind of... It's formulaic. Like, there's going to be one big nasty stunt at some point that everyone's going to lose their minds over, and fucking grifters on Twitter will bitch about it. And it's like... It's just a bit same old for me, and it isn't. It doesn't feel like it felt like his character was evolving somewhat when he was with Sting, and then it's kind of just reverted back to type now. And it's like I for me to be invested in any way in Darby Allin, I would need to see him evolve.
Yeah.
Either in terms of what matches he has or in terms of his, like, mic skills or storytelling or, like... But it's just the same. It's the same every time. And I'm like, I am bored. I am bored.
Yeah.
And saying, oh, actually, never mind. After saying for years and years and years I don't care about titles. Oh, actually, I do care. That doesn't count. That's just like, that's just you saying, I care now. You know, I am bored. And I think maybe I'm too old for it. Maybe I'm too old for it. Maybe
it
that's
might be that.
it is.
But it's, I mean, this podcast is just about personal taste, so whatever. But like,
exactly, yeah.
I feel like maybe like before I was properly watching AEW, when like my partner was watching it and I was dimly aware of it happening, there was something about I'm sure there was an MJF Darby feud where it was like...
A little one, yeah.
Where it was like, MJF cannot break Darby Allin mentally or something. There was like a phrase that they kept saying. And now it feels like... So, spoilers, he won this match, obviously, and he has called his shot for Wednesday? Like,
yeah.
What is happening? But we're not gonna. Are we? What? Like, are we not gonna do this feud then? Like, he just gets a shot on Wednesday and that's it.
He just gets a shot on Wednesday. Can you imagine, though, like,
if he won?
The best of the best you fed to MJF, and then the I Like Turtles kid wins it. Like,
I'd laugh, to be fair.
I think I would at this point, because what the fuck? Like...
Oh, dear.
Like, at this point, everything's pointless and nothing means anything. So, yeah, fucking, who cares? Who gives a shit? Fucking do it. Like, I'm just like... that would be wild. That would be really wild. I mean, it would make the road to All In less predictable than it currently looks, I guess. But, like, not necessarily in a good way.
I just don't know. But yeah, I've fully failed to engage with Andrade at all, and I'm not invested in Andrade and Darby are both just black holes to me. I just don't care.
See, I am going to disagree with you on Andrade because I find him very funny.
I want to. I just don't. I don't know. He just hasn't hooked me in yet, and I just don't. I mean, I do find it kind of funny when he shows up dressed like a Peaky Blinder, but I just, it's not enough. It's not enough.
I like that. I like that he comes to work dressed as a Peaky Blinder. I also like the taking his pants off thing, because it's just so silly. It's the silliest thing, and it absolutely kills me. Some of the stuff he does is so funny to me that I'm like, okay, I'm in with you. You're funny. You make me laugh. I'm really, again, I really don't ask for much. Make me laugh, and that's enough.
Well, yeah, he's not doing it for me. I'm giving this 1 star. I just don't give a fuck. I just don't care. It just doesn't register. Yeah. It's just nothing. Yeah. You're nothing to me. Whatever. Like, yeah. Speaking of things that are nothing to me, fucking hell. So, in the middle of my notes for this next match, which is FTR versus Cage and Copeland for the tag championship, I've literally written down, I'm so bored, I think I hate wrestling now. Like,
it went a bit long, didn't it? I thought. I get, like, yeah, like, Cage and Cope are Canadian and stuff, and, like, you know...
It was like everything went into, like, slow-mo. It just was going on forever. Like,
they should have put this on first. Right.
I hate this.
Then again, no, I was going to say they should have put this on first, but you kind of want to start out hot, so this wasn't.
No. I would have started out with Jericho, though. Everybody can have a nice little Judas sing-along.
Yeah.
But speaking of sing-alongs, like, why... I actually don't know how to structure my rant on this, but why are you telling us that you're a tag team who are able to challenge the tag team that's being touted as, like, the greatest tag team of all time, when you don't even have a tag team name or entrance, and you each come out separately, and it takes fucking forever, and we're, like, begging, like, hey, could we maybe get some crumbs of screen time for women? And we're like, no, we have to spend 2 hours waiting for these 2 guys to walk to the ring. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of... I like stupid dramatic entrances. What I don't like is long entrances, especially when there's nothing going on. Like,
nothing.
It's just some music and a guy walk into the ring. Like, at least give a bit of pageantry if you're gonna have a big long entrance.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. As we'll get to some nice examples in a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I need a bit of drama. I need a bit of pageantry, and you are not giving that.
Is it just because we're not Canadian? But, like, Cope and Christian, to be fair, has done stuff in AEW that I'm like, I understand this character, I get it, it's fun, I'm entertained. Adam Copeland, you're not passing the test. You're not doing it. You're not passing the test.
That's the thing. He'll do the odd thing that I'll find funny. Like, I think him and Christian together are kind of a funny double act. Like, they amuse me. But it's like, you know, it's like, it's nice. There's a bit of a sing-along and everybody's happy, okay, fine. Like,
It's fucking Australia's fault. I don't know. They did that sing along, and everybody, and he was like crying, and everybody was it's lovely. And now it's like everywhere's going to do that now. So we're going to have to play the whole fucking song, and everything's going to slow down. If they want to be a tag team, they should have a tag team entrance.
See, I can't say shit because my favourite tag team had separate entrances and never got a name.
Well,
so,
they should have sorted their shit out, shouldn't they?
Yes, yeah.
And maybe they would have lasted longer.
Maybe.
But the other thing is like, so the whole time I was thinking, okay, we've been told FTR are going to hold on to these tag belts. They have to win them, and then they have to hold on to them because we're waiting for Cope and Christian to come back so we can have the FTR versus Cope and Christian match of everybody's dreams, and then Cope and Christian can win the belts. And I was furious because I was like, they're not even acting like a tag team, and I thought this company was built on tag teams.
Yeah.
And then they didn't win anyway, so it's like, so what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, what was that? It was like, wow, okay, so that we didn't even do that, so it's like...
So what was
the point? What was the point? I'm going to turn into Lorraine Kelly. What's the point? What's the point?
What was the point?
It's like, if you're not going to have him win in Canada, like that, if you were going to do it, then that would have been the time to do it, surely.
And if you're not doing it, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, it feels like the tag division at the minute is in a big swamp with these two teams.
It's dead. It's
dead.
Tag team wrestling is fucking dead in AEW, and I am gonna stand by. Like so many of the tag teams.
Hang on. Now, I wouldn't say that the tag team scene is dead. I would say that the titles are dead.
Yes,
the titles are dead. We get loads of really good tag matches. None of them involved the title.
But when, in my old age, when I started watching AEW, there was a lot of tag teams that were tag teams. And they were established tag teams, and they had matches as tag teams. And if they ever did a rare singles match, they would probably lose because they're part of a tag team, and they need their tag team partner, who is the love of their life. And that has all gone away. A tag team now is just two random guys who stand next to each other, and they probably have singles matches all the time, and the tag team scene is just completely dissolved.
I think we do have some teams that are teams, and it's like
the Box and FTR,
and the Rascals.
But there's three of them.
Bang Bang Gang. I mean, I know there's three of them, but at least they are like a team.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. They're not a team in the same way that like Best Friends were, or like I don't know, or the Box, or
yes. No, I get that, but I think we do. I mean, I kind of expand it out into like there's factions as well. So it's like a group of guys who all know each other really well, and they can wrestle in any combination.
No, I don't.
But
even if you should have
do,
one. You should be tag team monogamous.
Well, I mean, look at the Rascals. They've got
all these polyamorous tag teams.
You're being very prudish right now.
I am. I'm not here for it. Stop cheating on your tag team partner.
With the Rascals, we've got like it's like because there is three of them and not originally like four like there was going to be originally. Like you've got like, but Wentz and Dez, they're like established as the tag team. Kind of thing. And then you've got Myron as the singles guy. So it's like they do have that dynamic just within a faction.
But we just barely ever see them. Like, it doesn't feel like there is a tag division. It's just a soup. And part of it is these like multi-man matches that are just, you team together for this one time and never again.
Yeah.
The kind of actual idea of a tag team and a tag division just seems to have kind of gone out the window.
Yeah. I think it's because we've been sat in this swamp for so long, and it's like, no, FTR have to hold on to him until Cope and Christian come back, because then Cope and Christian are going to win them. And it's like, but then we had the perfect opportunity to do that, and then we didn't do it. So what gives? Like,
God.
I do think there's going to be, I think there's going to be a TLC match, and it's going to be a 3-way between FTR, Cope and Christian, and the Bucks. And thank God the Bucks will be in it, I assume, because otherwise, no.
I'm just feeling very grumpy about everything, I think.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. I mean, it's part of the thing, this match and another one on the card, well, not necessarily the match as such, but one of the wrestlers in it. It's like things get preordained in advance. And it's like, not that anyone said anything, but like the fans either have heard some tidbit of gossip or whatever about what the plans are and stuff. And it's like, it has been preordained by everybody for months and months and months that, well, we have to have FTR in the swamp with the tag belts because we're waiting for Christian and Cope to come back, and then they're going to win them. And it's like, okay, so if that was preordained that long ago, and then we didn't do it when the sort of the most logical point to do it comes up, then it's like, well, what is even happening? What is even happening in the tag division right now? That's the thing as well. We've got so many tag teams, sort of whether they are like an established tag team or whether it's like two guys who've been tagging together long term, like Eddie and Ortiz as well. They're another tag team that I have been enjoying. Grizzled Young Vets as well.
But you've been enjoying them on Ring of Honor, though.
I've been enjoying them on Ring of Honor. That's the thing. It's like the rest of the tag division are kind of like floating off to Ring of Honor because the tag titles have been in this swamp for months at this point. I mean, at least, like, the Young Bucks are somewhat involved in the title picture, but they also have really good, fun matches with other tag teams nearly every week.
Yeah.
So it's not the same. It doesn't feel the same. But, like, the tag titles themselves are so sort of in this kind of mire that it's like we've got a bunch of other tag teams doing nothing because we're just wheel spinning the belts for some reason. And I don't understand what that reason is.
No,
and nobody will ever say what it is.
I'm sick of it. I hate it so much. Also, I have a really big fear now because FTR are coming to fight the Young Guns at Rev Pro in August. And I'm like, they're not going to lose, are they? Are they going to take those belts? Oh, God, I don't know.
I don't think... I have a horrible feeling they're not going to lose.
Lads, I need you to lie the fuck down. I can't deal with it. I can't do it.
We can't have the Rev Pro belts in the swamp as well. Like, come on, man. Like, just let someone... It's like, I'm at the bar, it's like, just let someone else have a go.
I just want some tag teams who are and have storylines about being tag teams and not just, well, I guess I'll tag with you because I can't be in the title picture right now. Like, I just...
Yeah.
Boo! Right, and giving this one as well. Fuck off. I hate everyone. Sick of it. Get out. Right. That brings us to a Casino Gauntlet match, which was kind of fun. I was like, okay, that's a fun format. That's fine.
I like the Casino Gauntlet matches.
I do as well. I think between this and the main event at North on Saturday being a scramble, I am back in my, but could somebody book me a Rumble, please? I want to watch people get thrown over the rope. That's fun. I like that. Yeah. I'm a child.
We haven't done one of them in ages, have we? We haven't done one in a bit.
I don't know why.
Oh, no, we did. There was one on Revolution. That was it. There was one on Revolution.
It's fun times. It's good times. So... in the last couple of TV episodes, we had matches for people to earn the number 1 and number 2 spots in the gauntlet, and that was Tommaso Ciampa and Roosh.
Yes.
So they came in 1 and 2, and I thought, sure.
they just wellied the shit out of each other for a couple of minutes. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I do really like Ciampa. I like what he's doing and what he's bringing to the table.
But isn't it? Don't you always feel like the first 2 people in, you're just sort of impatiently waiting for the timer to start going? Because that's the fun of these matches. Is you're like, I don't know who's coming next. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah. It's like less fun because like the first 2, you know who they are and you know where they came in. But like, yeah,
and
it gets more exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, more often than not, unless it's like a rumble and they do one of those, like, kind of, they get the marathon man guy who just stays in all the way through, like, to the end. And
oh yeah, I mean, like, but they're not going to win, like, immediately. So you're like,
no.
We're just waiting for the next dude. And the next dude was Bandido, which is delightful because we love Bandido.
Yeah, and he did a shout out to Brody, which was lovely as well. Oh, Brody.
Basically, everyone they put in, I was like, yay! After the first two, I was not that bothered about. But then we did Bandido, we did Speedball, we did El Clone, we did Pac, Danny Garcia, Anthony Bowens, Kevin Knight, and Wheeler Yuta, and I was like, that's lovely.
That's a good little bunch of silly guys, isn't it? It was great. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It was. Yeah, because like this was like one of the high points for me because I really didn't know he was going to win it. Like I had no kind of like idea in my head really.
It could have been anyone. Yeah, it could have been any of them. Yeah,
because we just didn't know he was going to come out. Like it could have been anybody. So yeah, I love that. I love the excitement of not knowing. And I think that was the thing with a lot of this card is like I didn't have the excitement of not knowing.
Yeah. That is absolutely a problem. So something that we haven't touched on yet is that I keep wanting to say yesterday, the day before the pay-per-view on Collision, I don't think they had a name, did they? Jet Speed and Mystico had a trio. Mysticock had a match against the Dogs. And they came out all wearing their Mystico matching masks, like tiny baby angels, and then they lost to the Dogs.
No!
And everyone was like, why didn't this happen on the pay-per-view? That's so rubbish. Poor Speedball and Kevin. But then I guess we found out why that didn't happen, because both of Jet Speed were in this match. There was lots of fun stuff with that, where there was a moment where it was basically Jet Speed versus two of the Death Riders, and then they both took him down, and then they like looked at each other across the ring like, oh, well, I guess we could fight each other, and then one of us would win. But then Daniel Garcia intervened.
Ruined it. Horrible boy. Horrible boy,
He did ruin it. But he also led to a finish where Daniel Garcia had Speedball in a submission hold, and then Kevin Knight jumped in and took Daniel Garcia down and got the pin.
Yeah.
And then somebody on commentary, who I think must be Tony Schiavone, went, Kevin Knight! in the like squeakiest, most strangled sounding voice I've ever heard, and that was very funny. But they were kind of saying, "Oh, this might damage their relationship," but I don't think they did it in a way that was the case.
No, because it wasn't like it wasn't like Kevin stole the pin from Speedball.
No,
Speedball was in a submission hold.
Yes, exactly.
So it wasn't like Speedball was on top and Kevin stole it away from him. Like, Speedball was getting, like,
if anything, he saved him from losing. Yeah, but also won in the process. Yeah, exactly. Because there was this exact situation happened in Rev Pro with CPF, where Joe stopped Danny from winning and won himself. But this was him stopping Speedball from losing. Yeah, that's fine. I think Jet Speed are fine, guys. I don't think there's any problem with Jet Speed.
Apparently, on the scrum, Kevin said that it was a win for him and Speedball.
Yeah,
but I did enjoy the fact that they might play with that a little bit. In terms of like, ooh, is there bad feeling and things like, I'm into that. That's a bit of drama. I like a bit of drama, but I can't help remembering the thing with Swerve and Kevin.
Yeah, that was naughty. Where is
Swerve? Was like, you need to be a killer, and I'm like.
But if they wanted to do that, then surely they would have had it that he stopped Speedball from winning to win himself. Surely they would have done it that way.
Yeah, you would imagine they would, but also I am not confident that something is going to occur.
No, I think Jet Speed are fine. Jet Speed are fine. Jet Speed are fine. Jet Speed are fine.
Okay.
This match can have as many hearts as many guys that I drew hearts around when they came out, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there you go, 5.
5 hearts. Yes. Okay. I'm fine with that, and I'm really happy for Kevin as well because he's been doing great.
I'm really happy for Kevin. He lost one belt, he got another one.
Yeah, so good fine. For him. Good for him. Well deserved.
He's really fucking good. Why am
Brilliant.
I being forced to watch fucking Edge and Christian when I could be watching Jet Speed?
Yeah, very fair question.
I know that that sounded very much like you're just complaining because your faves didn't win and so you didn't like the pay-per-view. But like, I want to be very clear that actually my faves did win quite a lot in this pay-per-view, and I still mostly found it quite boring.
I think that is just a nothing fucking response that often gets flung at women without actually engaging with what they're saying.
Well,
so,
like, the Young Bucks won, Ricochet won, Kevin Knight won, and then, spoilers, Tackler won. Like, my faves be winning.
Yeah. Completely. Yeah. That absolutely isn't the issue. The issue is that these matches that we've just sort of gone through, at least 2 or 3 of them, it was like, I am just not engaged with this. You've done nothing to make me engaged with it.
No, it's not. It's not. Well, and to be honest, I mean, let's move on to the Women's World Championship match. I love Tekla. I love her. I think she's probably the best signing that AEW have signed in however long we've had her. But this match didn't really mean very much, I don't think. Also, I think she slightly buggered up the ending where I think she was supposed to have had her hand on the rope to like cheat at the end, but she basically got the pin and then put her hand on the rope right at the end. I was like, girl, you forgot to cheat.
It was, and then because it was like Shivani shouted, she's got her hand on the rope, and it was like, but she's already won, so it's fine.
It's too late. Funny,
bygones, it's fine. These things happen.
There were a couple of bits in this match that I think were a little bit botchy, as much as I don't want to use that word. But also I don't want to criticise the women's match for being a bit botchy, but like, the camera angle on Jamie Hayter's punches right at the beginning was really unforgiving because they were, on commentary they were like, Tekla isn't even defending herself, and I was like, that's because that punch isn't connecting.
I that is more of a production issue than because you've got it. It's kind of like a delicate kind of dance of where you place the cameras sometimes, and that is definitely like the other
awkward
camera.
That was the wrong camera to be on.
Yeah.
But they do that all the time. Like, how many times has the camera fucking cut to like somebody blading or something when you're like, guys, that's not the right camera to be on.
They did one. There was one during the Ricochet Jericho match as well. Like he was beckoning, I think it was Korn or Toa to come closer.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And it got caught on camera, and it was like, oh, I get it though. I mean, live TV,
a lot of fast-moving action. There was definitely something else as well. Like, I think there was a bit where somebody did some kind of like, maybe it was a shooting star press or something. Like one of the sort of big jumpy land on you moves. And it didn't connect at all. And obviously it's like, because we're at the wrong angle, it looks like it did from over there, but over here you can see that it didn't. So that was kind of happening quite a lot.
Sometimes I think it's just, it must be a struggle for the cameras to keep up, because you've got somebody in the back, I don't know whether it's like in the production wagon, whatever, sort of cutting from one place to the other. And I think if it's getting very chaotic and very fast, like sometimes that shit's gonna happen, unfortunately.
It's also, I don't think it's the cameras being in the wrong place. I think it's the director cutting to the wrong camera. But it does happen. But it did seem to happen quite a lot on this pay-per-view.
It did on this one. It was a couple of times it was like, oh, probably shouldn't have seen
it's like, let's just pretend we didn't see that.
Yeah. You can, it's one of those things though, you just kind of have to hand wave that. Yeah. It's like, it happens, live TV, whatever.
It's just unfortunate. the build to this has almost been kind of like incidental, because it's like they had to use Tekla to take out Jamie because she was shoot injured, so then that became the motivation for this feud, but we hadn't really had much time to get them interacting with one another. Actually, and I do need to go back to the opening of this match where they had I hated this so much. They had Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor backstage in this like
this was
fake
so silly
pub. I hated it. I was like, fuck off. Like, it's like they were supposed to be in like a pub, but they also had like a China tea set, and I was like,
in what pub?
Fucking hell.
In what fucking pub?
They were like, oh, what are some English signifiers? Fuck off, mate.
And it was the little card on the table with the teapot that said pub.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Like, we don't trust you to understand that. Fucking hell. Embarrassing. But then they did Tekla in a big cobweb box with a scary mask and her delightful fluffy jacket with the big shoulders and the Sisters of Sin lurking, and that was really fun. I like that.
That coat is so fucking cool. All of Tekla's coats are the coolest thing I've ever seen, and I would like all of them.
Coats. Yeah, and I quite liked how commentary talked up how, because she is so much smaller than most of the other women in the division, she attacks from unique angles, which I thought was quite a nice way of putting it. It's like you can't really prepare for her because she's going to just fucking spear you from a foot lower than you're expecting her to.
I know how you deal with Tekla. You smack her with a rolled up newspaper.
Yeah. Put a big glass over her, yeah.
But I do like, I like that is the way they sell it. But I just adore Tekla because, yes, she is quite short, but she carries herself like she's 6'8" and 300 pounds.
So much swagger. Yeah.
So much amazing. Swagger. So good. She is, she's a fucking star.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love that, the line she'd had about, you're the dumbest bitch alive, but after I'm through with you, you're going to be the dumbest bitch dead. That cracked me up
brilliant.
so much. I love that.
That I also enjoyed the little promo she did with Lexi, and she said, I'm going to take you out to dinner. We're going to have the finest food and wine. And then we're going to go to a strip club and we're going to have some drinks. And then I'm going to break your fingers. And I was like, yes! I think, yes, please, take me out to dinner. Take me out to the strip club and break my fingers, please.
I'll allow it. Sounds good. I don't know whether I was just too late to AEW to really get on board the Jamie Hayter train, because I think she went out injured quite soon after I started watching.
Oh, because she was out for like a long time. Year. Yeah.
So whenever she comes back, it's always just been like people very excited, and then I feel like they haven't really done much with her to make me get on board. The Brawling Birds stuff is quite fun, but yeah, I'm never going to love her as much as I love Tekla, so...
I think I am probably more invested in those two as a tag team, I think.
As a tag team, except they both had singles matches on this card.
Yeah, which again is like, it's a bit weird. But then it's like, well, there's only one set of tag belts to fight over, so like, what are you going to do? But it was this match, like, I enjoyed this match. I thought the match was really good, because the last time they fought was really good as well. Like, it was quite hard hitting. It was a proper stiff match, and I enjoyed that. But it was like, there was no lead up to it. It was just, let's have a match. All right, then.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what we're doing then, apparently. Some matches can be built like that. That's fine. But I think it was like a lot of matches on this card were a bit like that. It was like, it was just a match that was set within 5 minutes. It was like,
most of it, really.
It was all, like, the matches were set up a bit last minute, so there was no really any time to build to anything, really. Like, which is, again, like, the problem. I've had this conversation again this week about, like, monthly pay-per-views. You lose something. You lose something with monthly pay-per-views. Every other month would be fine.
I think we've really lost a sense of occasion. I felt like that today, where I was just sitting down to watch it and just being like, this doesn't feel special at all.
No, which is like, it doesn't. Once you go to monthly pay-per-views, it doesn't feel special in any way.
No.
Like, I much preferred the format where it was like every other month. There was a pay-per-view every other month. But I also think that they need to balance out the distance between them, because you've got like that 3 months between World's End and Revolution. And that kind of like, that starts to drag, because it's like they run out of things to put in a build. So it's like,
yeah, 2 months.
Too
2 months
long.
Is probably the sweet spot. 2
months, I think, is the sweet spot, because it's like that gap is way too long. But then you've got a month between like the last one and this one, and it's like they built the men's world title match, but everything else was kind of just thrown on like in the last sort of week and a bit, like the last 2 weeks. So
yeah.
And so there was no time. There was no time to build to anything. There was no time to get me invested, because it was just, this is a match and it's happening, okay?
Yeah, the thing with, well, like, this match as well is that, like, it is a rematch. We did do this. We did it on Wrestle Dream. Tekla versus Jamie Hayter.
Was that when it was? I couldn't remember. I was like, I have definitely watched this match before. I'm just not entirely sure when.
So it's just like, okay, I think you needed to do a bit more. Like, you already had that as a grudge match then. I know it's for the belt now, but like, I don't, just for the belt is just such a non-story.
Yeah,
I want more. I want more, and I didn't really get more. I wonder what we gave it the last time we had this match. Quickly scrolling back.
I'm wondering, was it Wrestle Dream or was it a bit before?
No, it was Wrestle Dream. We gave it 5 spiders.
5 spiders, yeah. Well, I remember really enjoying the first one. Like, I enjoyed this too, but it was like, I needed more meat on the bones.
Yeah, this can be 4 spiders.
Yeah, 4 spiders.
Not as many spiders. Oh, God. Actually, looking at the ratings that we gave Wrestle Dream, we did not have a good time.
It's these ones that don't need to be there.
Yeah.
It's Wrestle Dream, Dynasty,
fucking World's End.
World's
Get
End.
It in the bin.
Yeah, it's like those 3 are just like, I could live without them.
It's not that we don't like new things, but like, they don't have any identity. They're just complete nothings.
Yeah,
it's just extra long Dynamite with padding.
It's got to the point now where I'm like, nothing significant is going to happen on one of these pay-per-views. It's like they do it with, like, WWE did it. WWE lost something when they went to monthly pay-per-views, because it's like, you've got your big 4, and then, like, the pay-per-views that you put in between that, it's almost like they are reluctant to have anything that significant happen on it. I mean, the last time something really significant happened on Dynasty was, like, Swerve winning the world title, I think, from what I recall.
Oh, did that happen on a Dynasty?
That happened on Dynasty, yeah.
Well, nothing happened on this one.
Yeah, it's kind of these nothingy kind of like middle pay-per-views. I just don't think they need to be there. I don't think they need to be there. Just space out like you've got your big 4, so you've got Full Gear, Revolution, All Out, All In.
And Forbidden Door, then.
Forbidden Door.
That's probably enough.
There is another one, isn't there? I'm sure there's no Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's 6. Like, those are your 6. And then, but now we've got like another 3.
No, it's too many. It's too much.
And it's like, but it's like these smaller scale ones that they do, like those 3. It's like, if they were booking significant things to happen on them, like, then that would be something. But they do tend to feel a little bit nothingy. And it's like, So they don't really need to be there. I just think, like, you know, a 2-month build between each pay-per-view would probably solve a lot of problems.
Yeah. The thing is, like, as well, like, there were 2 title changes on this.
But we had, like, one out of necessity.
Yeah, and the other one is such a anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. But, like, it's gone a bit Battle of the Belts, this, isn't it?
It has. No, it's very that. It's the Battle of the Belts of pay-per-views, where it's, like, nothing especially significant is going to happen.
No.
Like, and you can almost set your watch by it at this point. It's like, if you're going to insist on keeping them, at least make them exciting.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to our final 3. So, for the AEW Continental Championship, we had Jon Moxley versus Will Ospreay. And in the lead up to this, there'd been lots of stuff with Mox saying, don't make it personal. And there was a really nice one where he said, I'm not going to beat Will Ospreay. He's going to beat himself or something.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay's going to, And I guess that's kind of what happened.
Pretty much what happens. Jon Moxley is a psychic as well as being the ace of AEW.
He's just got the psychology down because
he does.
Will Ospreay started out really strong, immediate hidden blade, immediately just knocking him off his feet. But then he was being really smug, being like, I got 20 minutes to beat him up, instead of trying to actually get the cover and win.
Yeah.
And so he didn't, and then he lost.
The thing is with Mox, the longer you give him, the more it tilts in his favour. Because that man has got stamina. Like, if nothing else, if he can't beat you, like, technically, or if he can't beat you in terms of being a high flyer, he will outlast you. And he will wear you out, and then he will win. And I love that about Mox. He's so good. I love Moxley to bits. I really do. But it's like, he's got the sort of psychology of it all like down. And I enjoyed the story that they told with this match. It was like just scrabbling for morsels of story stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this match. And I thought that there was a lot of stuff in there. I'm not sure it's particularly in the right place yet. It's sort of like, you threw a lot of jigsaw pieces out there. I'm not sure we've quite put them together yet. But so some of the things that I wanted to talk about. So number one is that they talked about how, like, the bad guy never thinks that he's the bad guy in reference to Jon Moxley, which I thought was interesting because they're just saying, like, he still is the bad guy. He thinks he's doing this motivational whatever, but he's done bad, and that is true. He has done bad things, and I don't want us to keep pretending that he's just a babyface now just because he won some matches.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. The other thing is, what is going on with William Ospreay?
Yeah. We need to talk about William.
We need to talk about William. I think he is flirting with the idea of a little heel turn at some point.
Yeah, which is that kind of like, that's an interesting twist that I didn't necessarily see coming.
Interesting. Because,
it is.
So, number one, he was lurking backstage on one of the shows to beat up Jon Moxley backstage.
Yeah.
And I've been getting into it on Discord about this because there are people saying, well, Jon Moxley broke his neck, so therefore he is righteously angry and it is fine for him to attack outside of the ring. But I think that given that we are living within the conceit of a professional wrestling show, a babyface should settle their grudges in the ring, because that's the world that we've set up, is we wrestle.
Yeah, and the baby faces don't do that. But then...
No, and then heels do cheating by attacking outside the ring.
Yeah.
But baby faces shouldn't be doing cheating.
But also, I am kind of into the idea of baby faces fighting fire with fire, because Tony Khan has a habit of making his baby faces, because he's clearly a fan of cool heels, he has a habit of making his baby faces look like absolute fucking dorks. Either making them look like dorks or making them look like selfish arseholes. So it's like, Yeah, I don't know. It's like I am kind of a fan of like babyfaces fighting fire with fire, and like he kind of felt justified in doing that because of what Mox and the Death Riders had done to him.
I feel like we could have done it in a way where, like, he was prepared for the Death Riders to attack and got them back, kind of thing, because that's what they do. That is a Death Riders thing, is to like beat people up backstage. So he shouldn't be stupidly walking into an ambush, but I also think he shouldn't be making his own ambushes. I don't know. So that there's a bit of a question mark over that. Then there's the fact that he brought in all of his United Empire pals to fight the Death Riders. And again, it's like, yeah, fight fire with fire. But when Will was in New Japan with United Empire, he was a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah, although they are not bad guys now, I don't believe. I think they are faces now in New Japan.
Callum Newman certainly seems to be up to something.
I think, well, the thing is, when they were doing that, they did that promo where Will was talking and he was going, my little brother. He literally little bro'd him. He literally little bro'd Callum Newman. And Callum Newman, I think, and the rest of them are just going to turn on Will, because it's like Will fucked off to another company and abandoned them. And then now they're on top, and you've got Callum being the world title holder in New Japan. It's like, and now he wants to come back and like wiggle his way back into the group again. And it's like, well, I don't think they're going to stand for that. I don't think they're going to stand for that at all. So, yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, because it's like he proper, like, little bro'd Callum, and he was being very arrogant in this match with Mox. You know, because, like, sensibly, after he hit that hidden blade, like, Mox was clearly dazed and didn't know what day it was. He could have just ended it there. But he didn't. He was swaggering about.
He did a hangman. He did a hangman of like, no, I'm gonna put the fucking noose around my own neck.
Yeah. It's like again, it's like babyfaces defeating themselves. Like So it was it's an interesting little wrinkle, that, because it's like, again, this is the other thing again with fans preordaining a main event of All In like 9 months in advance of it actually happening. It's like, well, Will is obviously going to be in the main event at All In at Wembley this year, and it's like, well, we don't actually know that because nobody's actually said that, unless there's been some kind of leak that I haven't heard about, which, you know, is possible, especially with me not being on Twitter. I wish that this wouldn't happen. I wish that the preordaining things have to happen at this point in time, because it just makes everything else kind of feel a bit nothingy.
It makes it feel so boring, doesn't it? I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
The other thing is that they were talking a lot about his style of wrestling, and specifically, I can't remember if it was Excalibur or Bryan Danielson that called out, like, we literally call this a breakneck style, and he has broken his neck.
Yeah.
And Danielson said, Will Ospreay is so talented, he doesn't have to wrestle that style. And that really snagged on my brain, because I was like, what do you mean? Like, the reason why Will Ospreay is considered one of the greatest wrestlers in the world is because he wrestles that style.
Yeah. Because
he does daring things. He does things that are, you know, you're like, how can a human body even do that? How can you fly like that? You know, so what do you mean? Because if he doesn't do that, then
it's almost like there's a disconnect. Like there's a disconnect between what is going on and what commentary think is going on.
Well, maybe, but also just like, that just made me question, like, what does it mean to be the best wrestler? And I was also thinking, like, you know, our conversations with Vader Scott as well about doing risky things for the spectacle, and just being competent enough to pull it off. And then I was thinking about, like, Darby as well, and like, does being one of the best just mean that you are able to do stuff, to put yourself in risky situations? Because, like, Kenny as well, you know, Kenny is the best wrestler in the world, or one of the best wrestlers, you know, however you want to slice it, but he has done things that have harmed his body. He has pushed himself beyond what he
beyond
quote, unquote,
reason.
should have done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, so what does it mean to be the best? Does it just mean that you are going to take more risks than other people? And is it as much of a mental game as it is a physical one? Because you have to be able to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be brave / stupid enough to do this.
Yeah. I think, there's that element to it. And I think, but also for me, like as a fan watching it, like outside of like kayfabe, it's, are you going to tell a story that makes this risk worth it? That makes this risk make sense? Because like Osprey does that a lot of the time. Sometimes. Less good at it than others, but Kenny does it. Hangman definitely does it. Like, it's like, you have to have that thing that makes it worth it, which is like something that I don't always get from Osprey, and it's something that I never get from Darby. Yeah. And I think maybe that's what it is like, he is, like, Darby especially, he is a good stuntman. I don't know if I would say he is a good wrestler. And we are watching a pro wrestling show. Mm-hmm. You know, and with Darby as well, you've got the added thing of, like, he does all these horrible, risky things, which is like, if you want to do that, sure body, do what you want. But I need to have something else that makes it worth doing that. You have to give me something else that makes me understand that more. And with Darby especially, I don't get that in any way.
I think he's put himself in a difficult position, actually, because that's really true in that something doesn't feel brave unless it's scary. Yeah. Like, it's not brave to do something unless it's scary. And Darby's whole thing is, like, he's not scared of dying or injuring himself. Yeah. So maybe you never feel the impact of the stunts as much because you're like, well, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, the fact that he doesn't care is I think the biggest barrier to me getting invested at all. Yeah. In
whereas
what
Kenny
doing.
Omega, like, hesitating before he does something. Yeah, you'll be like, oh, there's potentially consequences, and that makes it more impactful.
There is so much physical storytelling that Kenny does, and I would say Max as well, but Max doesn't do the risky stuff quite as much.
Yes, that's exactly where my brain was going. Yeah, is that why so many people are so resentful of Max? Not just because of his horrible character, but because he doesn't do the risky stuff, but he can still tell a story in the ring without doing it.
I think maybe that is probably a factor as well, is because I think people want both. Yeah, like it's kind of like you've got like the two opposite ends of the spectrum, whereas Darby does the risky stuff with no, like, there's nothing to make that's just a thing that he does, and there's nothing that really makes me invested in that. Whereas Max does get me invested, but doesn't do the high risk stuff, and I think maybe that is like the people who really don't like Max are like, maybe that's what they expect. They expect him to also do the high risk stuff.
But I just think about that match he had with Mark Briscoe where he really, really, really sold, like, being terrified of going into thumbtacks. Yeah. and you felt it. He made you feel it, even though thumbtacks are a thing that gets thrown out in so many matches. Yeah. Or, you know, the match with Hangman, that spot where they jumped off the stage together into that table that exploded. Yeah. And, like, how much they built up to that. Like, wobbling on the edge, or like just pulling themselves back in time before they actually went off it. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I need the if you're going to do the insane risky stuff, I need the physical storytelling to go along with it to make that risk worth it.
When it's like, I'm showing you that this is, even if it's not risky, but if you tell me that it is, and then you tell me that you're scared to do it, and then you do it anyway, that's the sweet spot.
Yeah. It is, yeah. And it's like, yeah, but like Will is kind of in that middle ground where sometimes he really does do that. And then other times it does feel like he's just doing it for the sake of doing it.
I did think there was a bit too much. What's the phrase? If you're you're a proper podcaster, but they talk about like spamming finishers. Is that what it is? Where I think they did too many big moves, and
I'm not a fan of that. Where it does sort of devolve into just spamming finishes until the end. Like, I think also it's like it annoys me in like fighting games where it's like. Because you'll go online, like, this is why I hate online gaming, especially with fighting games, is like, someone is just after a win.
Yeah.
And not actually interested in having a good match. So they will just spam one move that you can't block over and over again until you lose. And it's like, yeah, you won, but it's kind of meaningless. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's like...
boring.
Just spamming one move again and again and again. It's like, meh.
There was one other bit that we forgot to mention when we were talking about Ospreay and his sort of flirting with maybe being a bad boy, is that he shoved the referee out of the way.
He did.
But then he went over and helped him back up. So there was a bit of like, oh, you lost your temper there, but you pulled it back.
Yeah.
That's nice. If you're doing
I like that, yeah.
That's nice. But yeah, then we ended with like, paradigm shift, Death Rider, now you lose.
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell. All right, chill out, guys.
Yeah, calm down, Mox. It just kind of, it did, but also it kind of like, I in a way, it was understandable in that, like, Mox had to pull out every single heavy hitting move, because he did a King Kong lariat as well and turned him inside out, like that time when he knocked Hangman out and it just completely just turned him upside down and landed in a heap. Like, so it was like, I liked the idea that he was selling how hard it is to put down Ospreay. Because Ospreay is a big, dumb Labrador man who doesn't know when to stay down.
They were selling that as well, weren't they? There was where he kicked out and then Danielson was like, but at what cost?
Yeah. I think that is the thing with Will. It's like you've got to really pull out absolutely everything to keep him down. Because he's too dumb to stay down. Like, because there is a certain point in a fight or whatever where it's like, you know what, it's going to be, yes, I'll lose, but it is going to be safer for me in the long run to stay the fuck down. And, like, with Will, it's like he's a bit dumb. So he will just keep springing back up again. So you have to pull out everything, like all of your moves that you've got, like the hardest hitting stuff that you've got to finally get him to stay down. Which is, I like that. I like that they sold that. I did really enjoy this match.
Yeah. I wondered if what they are trying, like if he is going to change his style up a bit now that he has had this surgery and things, and like maybe they were selling that a bit. I don't know. We shall see what happens, I suppose. This can have 5, right?
Yeah, I 5 for me, yeah. Very, very good.
Yeah. Okay. And then we get to our other title change, which is so fucking ridiculous because...
Very funny.
The Dogs, freshly belted up, having won their titles on Collision, fought the Conglomeration. And we'd had this kind of teaser, which this brought me so much joy, where it was going to be Roddy and Orange Cassidy, and they did the callback to the promo where Orange Cassidy came back, but where this time he was on the phone to someone on scene, and Roddy's like, so is he in? And Orange Cassidy's like, forgot to ask him, I'll have to call him back. Delightful. I love him. Funniest man.
Roddy was like, no, call him back now.
And so I was like fully psyched, like we're getting Kyle O'Reilly back. I'm so excited. I love Kyle O'Reilly. Bring me Kyle O'Reilly. And then Leishi, our pal Leishi, posted a gif of Chuck Taylor, and I was like, I hate you because
no, I did
because I know it's not going to be, but now my heart hurts.
Yeah, thing is though, that was the thing when they did that phone call spot. I was like, for a brief, hopeful, glorious moment, I was like, Chuck. because I'd completely forgotten that Kyle had been on TV in Vancouver that week talking about, oh, I might come back soon kind of thing.
Aww.
I am sorry, Kyle O'Reilly. I love you to death. But in that brief moment, I completely forgot that Kyle existed. And I was like, Chuck? No, it was not Chuck. It was not Chuck. But it was still delightful. It was Kyle O'Reilly.
I love Kyle O'Reilly. And the whole fucking conglomeration, like, sitcom skit they did at the beginning.
So good.
Ridiculous. And Kyle O'Reilly's goofy little face. Like, I love him so much.
He's the most adorable baby seal in the world. I absolutely adore him.
He's so cute. And then stupid dogs. The dogs came out and wrecked. The dogs... It's so bad. I hate it. The dogs. The thing is with the dogs, right? And I've been talking about this all week with somebody. The dogs, if I wasn't meant to take them seriously, I would love them. Because Gabe is so silly and Clark is so silly. And it's like, but I'm meant to take them at face value, that everything they say is deadly serious, and it's like, but it doesn't, because this is goofy. Are we supposed to? Because I've been struggling with.
I don't know. Are we? Because like
maybe we're just missing the joke.
Because I can't take it seriously, and I feel like I'm supposed to. Like, I'm supposed to find them a threat and intimidating, but I'm like, no, those are three silly boys. Like, I can't take them seriously at all.
We haven't said David Finlay with the shillelagh for a while.
David Finlay with the shillelagh. Why is he so wet? He's too wet.
He is too wet.
He looks like he's been, like, in a bath. He looks like he's dipped himself in a bath before he comes out.
As always, the problem is context. So just like how Kenny looked, like, obscenely naked when he was sitting down shirtless next to guys in suits and ties.
Yeah.
He looks too wet because he's standing next to Clark Connors, who is perfectly dry.
And Gabe as well, who is also perfectly dry. The thing is, they just do so much silly shit that I can't, like, take them as, like, intimidating. And it's like,
no.
It's really goofy. Like, with the Gabe with his scampering up the fucking stairs. And it's the funniest thing. It's so funny to me. And it's like, am I not meant to find this funny? This is the problem I'm having. I'm like, am I meant to find it funny or am I not? Because I find it really funny. And then in which case, if I'm not meant to find it funny, then you're really missing the mark here with something. Like,
I think, do you know what it is? I think it's that they are the serious Bang Bang Gang.
They are.
There's sort of a parallel with like Juice Robinson was doing that sort of scampering and pretending to piss on things thing for a while, and then he like pulled it back. But like Gabe's kind of doing that, and it's too similar but too silly. I don't know. Yeah, it's not working for me.
Yeah, when Juice was doing it, it was intended to get a giggle.
Yeah,
but Gabe is doing it like it's almost like Gabe is doing it completely straight-faced, and I'm meant to take that seriously. And it's like, no, you are scampering around like a puppy. What are we doing? Like, I kind of just want to give him scritches under his chin. Like, oh, no.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Big stupid puppy.
They are very stupid. It's very funny that they lost their belts after, I think, slightly over 24 hours, because the pay-per-view went on later. But, like, basically, their reign was one day.
Did you see that they brought out shirts to commemorate it as well? Like, oh my greatest God. Trios tag team of all time.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's so good.
Yo, come on, that's got to be, that's
that we surely. I think that's the thing. I'm like, they do shit like that, so I'm thinking, I am supposed to find it funny, aren't I? I am.
Yeah,
and it is.
Surely.
So that's okay. Yeah. Like,
yeah. I think Kyle O'Reilly being the one to win this match was pure joy. Love you, Kyle. Love you, love you, love you. And and then Orange Cassidy's face when he realised that they'd won, and he did a whole like, what? I'm making a gif of that. I am making a gif of that as soon as I humanly can, because it was so good.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I was so happy. I was so happy that they won. It was, yeah, because it's like, I was sort of like, well, surely they're not gonna switch the belts in 24 hours, and they fucking did. I don't like. Yep. Yeah, I'm fine with them hot potato in the trios titles, because this is the most interesting the trios titles have been in ages.
Just fucking pass it around. It's fine. But yeah, it is very funny that they did that, because like, this match was kind of set anyway, wasn't it, before there were titles involved?
Yes, it was.
Well, in that we'd had this kind of feud of Orange Cassidy and Roddy versus the Dogs. So yeah, silly, so and silly. I'm here for it.
But yeah, brilliant, really good. Loved that they won. Loved the that's the thing. I am just gonna take them not seriously, whether I meant to or not. That's what I'm gonna do.
You can't make me take it seriously. I'm giving this 100 hearts, and 99 of them are for Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes, yeah, so happy to see him back.
More than passes the silly test.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah,
just wonderful.
My favourite Kyle bit, when I was like, oh, I like this guy, this guy's a silly sausage, was like back when they were like sort of teaming with the Elite when Cole first came in, and Kyle was there, and like he's like, I've had too much champagne.
Yeah. His tummy hurt because he had too much champagen. Yeah, I love that whole story though. On like the thing about who was it, like the Bucks and Red Dragon, who are both like competing to be Adam Cole's best friends.
Yes,
that's all I want. That's all I want from wrestling. Like, I'm not in it for the who is the biggest, toughest man. I'm in it for like, who is the softest hearted.
Yeah. Who is the bestest friend?
Who's the bestest friend?
It was the bit where, like, I think Cole opened a cardboard box and a couple of balloons floated up to the ceiling, and Kyle was just watching him go with, like, his face was just like, like he'd never seen a balloon before. It was, that man.
The man is a cartoon character.
Delightful.
He's a cartoon character. Oh, I love that. Love that. Love that.
Yay! Love Kyle. I'm really happy. But yeah, I'm well into like the people actually defending the trios titles, and trios titles kind of bouncing around between.
And Orange Cassidy's got a belt again.
Yay!
Good times.
We ended on a high. We got there in the end.
He needed something to put in his backpack, and he's got. Yeah, we ended on a high. That was the end of the pay-per-view. The end. No, it wasn't the end, because the end was the main event: MJF versus Kenny Omega, the Devil versus the God of Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, that's the thing that happened.
Big Kenny entrance.
I did say, I was like, on Saturday, I think it was like, I have a very important question. Who do we think is going to do the most extra entrance out of these two dramatic bitches? And, so we first up, a strong effort from Kenneth Jerome Omega, with his logo in like Final Fantasy font, and his like video with his silhouette, and then the big wing coming off to the side. That was really cool. Really enjoyed that. It was a bit of a throwback to his Wrestle Kingdom entrance a little while ago. Was it this year or last year? I don't know. Anyway.
Not sure.
Can't remember. No, it wasn't. It wasn't this year. It was last year. Yeah.
It was way too recent.
It was because it was the match with Gabe, so it was like last year. Yeah. So that was very extra. He came out to Battle Cry and not his big match Ken theme, which I was quite surprised by that as well. So yeah, that was good. That was good start. Very extra. But then,
oh my god, I was not really looking forward to this match, but MJF's entrance brought me so much joy. I can't express how fucking delighted I was.
So good.
What the fuck was he wearing? It was ridiculous. He had like a devil crown. He came up in the like Cody Vader sitting on a throne with like spikes on it. He had gear that had 666 all over it.
He had druids. He had druids. Little goblins crawling around, and
the graphic of the Burberry scarf had all flames on it. Oh my god, ridiculous.
So fucking good. I absolutely fucking loved that. That was great.
I literally took a photo of my screen and sent it to my friends like, he is pro wrestling. Like, this is the kind of stupid fucking shit I am here for.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I absolutely fucking loved it. Brilliant.
Max, I need you to not do anything terrible and embarrass me again, because I want to be on your side when you do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. And then, so I think I might have missed something, because there was something earlier in the week where Kenny took the Dynamite Diamond ring from Max and put it on his own hand.
Yeah.
And I thought, didn't we establish that he has like 6 of them?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It was a bit silly, because it's like if you take one, he's got another one tucked away somewhere, like in his little pants pocket.
And he sure did.
Yeah. Well, Kenny gave it him back anyway after he'd done.
What I missed. Yeah, I couldn't tell if he'd given it him back. Okay.
Kenny put it on his pinky and did the goodbye and goodnight, and then dropped the ring back on his chest.
Because we did have this whole thing where he said he had 6 of them. I still was expecting... So at the beginning of the match, Bryce, who was the referee, insisted that Max take the ring out of his pants and hand it over. And because we'd had this thing of like, well, Kenny took one, that's another one, but you definitely said you had like 5 or 6. Like, yeah. I just wanted to see loads of them. I just wanted the comedy of it being like, just pulling one out of his boot and like, we didn't do that. We're just back in the fiction pockets. Of there being one. There's just one. There's just one, apparently.
It was, and it was the one that Kenny gave back to him. But, Bryce took it away. But then we had the inevitable ref bump where he took it back. I honestly, and the thing is though, this is the thing, the other, like, oh, well, you're just mad, your special little guy didn't win. And it was like, I already knew Kenny wasn't winning this. I knew already, like in advance, fully in advance, that we knew Kenny wasn't winning this. But it's actually the issues I have with this pay-per-view are nothing to do with this match, like at all. So it's like, okay, way to not engage with anything I've said. But anyway, my one criticism with this match is that I think Max should have just won clean.
I think he either should have won clean or he should have won much, much dirtier, because we just recently did a whole pay-per-view where in the lead up he had to be really like bullied into accepting a Texas death match.
Yeah.
He did the Texas death match. There was this whole thing about like, you don't come out of a Texas death match the same. He has not changed.
No.
So if he had pulled out like a fucking stapler, if he'd done something that was like referring to that match and used that to cheat, I kind of would have been happier. I just want continuity in my storytelling. I want consequences, and I don't think we get any.
I think the thing is as well with the Hangman match, it was like as clean as you could possibly win a Texas death match.
Yeah.
He did win clean. It wasn't like anyone else interfering on his behalf, or, you know, it was like he used the tools available to him in that match to win it. And so it was as clean of a win as you could possibly have in a Texas death match, which is like the way that Hangman's won several times now. Mm-hmm. So I just think it would have been better for him as a character to have won clean on Kenny. I don't agree with this thing that you have to keep everybody strong at all times by having a fucky finish. That's Fed shit. Sometimes it just takes 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And you just get the better of somebody for 3 seconds. And I think Max should have won that clean.
That's what it should be.
You know, and because that's like a feather in your cap. Like, I've beaten Kenny Omega twice clean. Like, that does more for MJF, I think, than winning it the way he did.
Yes.
And Kenny's Kenny doesn't need keeping strong. Do you know what I mean?
Kenny fucking Omega. Like, yeah.
He can take a loss and come out no worse off at the end of it. Like,
who's booking these matches to go this way? But yeah, I didn't love that. I kind of expected MJF to win. I didn't really love that we just go back again to the I just want to see growth. It's like you were saying about Darby, and it's like, well, where is Max's growth? Like, I need that. I did think that the very end of the show where he went and sat back in his devil throne and got lowered back into the floor was hysterically so funny, though.
So fucking egregious.
So fucking ridiculous. Just so ridiculous. Just very slowly getting lowered into the ground. Perfect.
It's like, bye, Satan.
Maxwell, I wish I knew how to quit you, but you just do these things, and I'm like, I love this. This is the stupid game I love.
Yeah. It was great. It was a really fun match, and I really enjoyed it. It was like, if you just cut the middle out of this card, pretty much, or at least cut some matches out of the middle of this card, it would have been great. I would have enjoyed it far more. But it's that, like, this match got me invested, even though they only had 2 weeks to build it. I was invested in it, and I was invested in the outcome of it.
Because those two are both good in-ring storytellers.
Exactly.
Like, they don't really need that much build, because they can just build it on the fucking spot.
But some people do need that, and we didn't get it. Like, through
and also,
the
I like
middle of the card.
longer-term storytelling.
Yeah.
I like... Also, the endless reliance on nut shots is so fucking tired. Did you watch the Rev Pro show? I think it was Rev Pro Southampton 2 weeks ago. The one with David Francisco versus Richard Holiday.
No,
was it live in London? I can't remember which one it was. I recommend. I think it was live in London. We need to look at which one it was, because if you watch nothing else, please watch David Francisco versus Richard Holiday. It's the first match on the card.
Yeah.
Comedy and storytelling and character work. It's a masterclass.
Yeah.
I genuinely fucking loved it, because when I was looking at it, I was going, well, David and Richard, they're both kind of similar characters.
Yeah.
In that they're both that same kind of like arrogant heel. And I don't want to spoil it now, but it's genuinely so funny. Like, the mirroring that they do and the psychological state is fucking perfect. I'm just like, can we just cut that out and like hand it to wrestlers and be like, this? You don't need to be flying off things and breaking your spine. Look at this. This is pure joy.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking dumb, but it's not. It's like clever dumb. Like, I loved it. Anyway. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but it was related to the nutshot thought. But yeah, please, everybody just find a way to watch that match.
I will certainly go. I will go and find it after we're done here. I will go and find it.
Honestly,
and watch it.
My happy place. Maybe we can get it on a WrestleChat stream sometime.
Yeah. What I don't like with the nut shot thing is the inconsistency with nut shots. It's like, sometimes you can kick someone in the nuts and then roll them up and get a win. But other times you can kick somebody in the nuts and then they go, oh, my nuts, and then they don't lose.
Well, maybe some men have stronger nuts than others.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe some boys have got steel balls, and
Could be that.
Oh dear, yeah. It's like, yeah. I this match wasn't my issue with this pay-per-view at all by any stretch of the imagination. It was great.
It was a really good. I really enjoyed this match. I think. Yeah. Do you think it's because you had accepted that Kenny was going to lose, whereas like you kind of still had hope that Hangman was going to win?
What my issue is with, like, after the amount of shit that I got for being really annoyed that Hangman lost to Samoa Joe, but then the Samoa Joe title run was completely nothing and didn't need to happen, and Hangman could have lost it quite easily at World's End without having the Joe thing happen at all. Yeah, so it's like, and it was like, oh, you're just mad, your special little guy didn't win. That isn't the issue. That isn't the issue at all. It was the fact that he lost for what exactly? You know, like, at least give me, if you can give me a reason why and make it make sense, then fine. But it didn't, and it still doesn't. So then you've got, like, this stupid fucking stip, which I hate with a passion still. I think it's dog shit. It wasn't the fact that Max won. I kind of, like, had already assumed that is what was going to happen. It was more that there was the stip on it that I didn't like. Like, that match could have been Texas Death, fine. Have him lose to Max in a Texas Death, fine. Like, that isn't the issue. It's the stip that's the issue. But the other thing is, like, I may have been more charitable towards that stip had they not done the whole thing with Joe beforehand. It's like they already put me in a bad mood at that point where it was like, okay, so you're gonna, like, go, well, here, damn, we'll give you what you want for a little bit, but then we're gonna, like, do something fucking stupid that means nothing. Like, make it worthwhile. That's all I want, is make it worthwhile. I don't care if my favourite loses. I care that, A, it makes sense, and B, you are swapping it out for something interesting or better or something that makes sense. That's all I want. It's fine. Like, but my goodwill after he dropped it to Joe had gone.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the match with MJF where we had the stupid stip on it, I would have probably been far more charitable towards that stip had we not already done that thing with Joe. Because it was like such a shitty, nothingy way to lose it. To then go from that to having a match where he can never challenge again. It's like, oh, wow. So that is the last kind of memory we have of him being champion for the foreseeable future, is him losing in a really nothingy rematch against Joe because Hook hit him with the belt. Like, it means nothing. It still means nothing. That Joe run was nothing. So
fucking
it's like,
hell.
I'd
forgotten about the Hook thing.
Make it worthwhile. That's all I ask, is make it worth it. And they didn't. So it was like I say, my goodwill when it comes to the way that Tony Khan books Hangman had already gone by the time they put that stip on that match. So it was like, and then there was all the people, oh, I can't wait to see the crash out when Hangman loses. It was like, well, there was no crash out.
Twats.
There was no crash out.
No.
We knew he was losing. No. It's just the stip that sucks. Because as I say, the goodwill and the assumption that things are going to be booked well had already gone.
Yeah, goodwill had left the building.
Just to clarify, because I'm actually sick of hearing it.
Yeah, well, and this is the thing that we were talking about before we were recording, of like, I'm really sick of arguing with people about the same points. I'm just going to become super obnoxious and be like, please refer to this episode of my podcast.
Well, that's it as well, and it's like, it just says to me that you have read nothing of what I've just said. You've just seen something that's vaguely negative, and you've decided to go on the attack, and it's like, go away.
There's real strange emotion policing happening at the moment where it's like, how dare you not have enjoyed this pay-per-view? Fucking boring. Do you know what the last pay-per-view that we properly enjoyed was? What would you guess? How long it's been since since we properly came out happy?
Probably fucking like All In.
It's actually All Out 2025.
Yeah, no,
so
that was
it's a bit
one.
Later.
Yeah.
But like, I'm looking at that, and like, we gave the Women's Championship 4-way Infinity Aliens. We gave the Men's Tag Team Championship ladder match Infinity Ladders. We had a Jurassic Express reunion. We had the phone call to Orange Cassidy. We had Hangman versus Kyle Fletcher got Infinity Pink Hearts. We gave Mark Briscoe versus MJF 100 hearts. We gave Eddie Kingston versus Big Bill Infinity Hearts. Like, we were well happy with that.
Thing is, though, it's like, I think that's kind of like, it says a lot because, like, it wasn't just the world title stuff that was making us happy. It was everything else on the card as well, because in that pay-per-view, from what I remember, the stories made sense, the booking made sense, even though they didn't have a lot of time between Forbidden Door and All Out. They still did a good job of building it, I think. And like, the matches themselves were great, the stories made sense. And like I say, it felt like things were worth it, like worth the effort. Whereas like this, I would say this pay-per-view was a series of matches that were very good, but all the joy was stored at either end of it.
Yeah. In fact, we haven't done our heart rating for the Devil versus God.
I
mean, I don't know how to give this any kind of rating. I think I had a good time.
I did have a good time. I really enjoyed it. It was a great match. Like I say, the issue with this pay-per-view was not the main event.
No.
Contrary to what people might think my views are. So it was great. See, I don't want to give it infinity because I liked it, but I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, infinity's a bit far.
Yeah. I think 100.
All right.
100 devil faces.
Like... yeah. 100 devil. I think just... all I need to do is just I want to find a good photo of MJF in that gear, and I'll just look at it when I'm sad. Yeah, I think, like, I'm looking at the last few, and, like, we stopped being over-enthusiastic and being like, 1 million billion. We're just like, 4, 5.
Yeah,
and I think that just speaks to a lack of enthusiasm.
What does that coincide with? You know, it coincides with the point where Tony Khan flushed my goodwill down the toilet.
Yep.
And I've still not been won back yet.
Well, because the steel cage match where Hangman lost got minus 1 million black hearts plus a middle finger emojis.
Yeah. So that was at that point was when the goodwill got flushed down the toilet.
That's where it went. That's where it went out the window. Yeah.
Because after that point, it's nothing to do with you mad, you special little guy lost, because I'd already assumed that they were going to lose from that point on.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Like, my special little guy has retired forever, and the other one is stuck in a bizarre multi-man feud forever. But he did get a belt.
He did get a belt, yeah. At least he got a belt. Mine didn't.
No, he didn't.
No, but it's, you know what I mean? It's Kenny Omega. He'll be fine. Like, that really isn't the issue here.
No.
Because, you know, Kenny's fine, whatever. Kenny can do whatever the fuck he wants, and he'll be fine.
Yeah. He will be fine. Yeah. I mean, I'm just glad there wasn't another jam explosion, although I was very amused that in the package they used at the very beginning of, like, 0 Hour to plug the main event, they did put the jam explosion in there.
I was totally expecting them to do something like that, though. I was like, where's the blood capsules? Kenny's wearing white. Where's the blood capsules?
Yeah. Surprisingly jam-free.
Considering, like, I was like, oh, white pants, you know what that means?
It's even more than it being Wednesday.
Yeah,
you know what that means.
It's white pants, you know what that means. So I was like, this man is fully gonna be just caked in blood by the end of it.
Covered in jam.
Yeah, covered in jam. I was half expecting them to do, like, you know, like a stomp spot or something.
Yeah, there was I mean, they did play up.
They did play up the belly thing.
The diverticulitis a few times.
His boo boo belly.
Yeah, when Kenny said, what was it? He said fuck. What was the line where he said like, I had a boo boo or something?
I had a boo boo belly.
It's like, Kenny, get off our internet.
Yeah. No, only we are allowed to call it a boo boo belly.
Get out. Get out. I don't want wrestlers on our internet.
They keep wandering onto it. We've got to just shoo them away with a broom.
They're not allowed. They're not allowed in. Not allowed in. Get out. Okay. Anything else to say about this pay-per-view?
No.
No. Any? I do.
I
can't decide. I can't decide if I am glad that we're doing Derby MJF on Wednesday and getting it out the way.
What if he wins?
I will laugh, but also he would be a terrible champion.
Yeah. I will accept him winning if Swerve absolutely fucking murders him at Double or Nothing.
If Swerve absolutely fucking murders him on Collision the next day. Yeah. I am my one kind of bit of fear, my one fear t-shirt is what if this leads to a rematch and we actually do have to do this for like a month? I don't want that.
Oh no, fuck that. I'm like fully on board with getting it out of the way one way or the other.
Yeah, me too. Get it done, and then let's get the belt on Swerve, please.
Well, see, this is the thing. As the people have preordained that Ospreay is going to be in the main event at Wembley, if indeed that is the plan, then like Swerve would that you could get a really interesting story out of that because they're
Swerve
friends.
Ospreay would be
Swerve Ospreay would be
amazing.
brilliant.
I don't know if wait, brain slow. I was gonna say I don't think that Max needs another all-in main event, but Swerve's had an all-in main event as well. So.
Yeah, they both have. So it's and as Will hasn't as of yet.
No.
So yeah, I mean either one. But it's like someone was saying, oh well, you've got to have somebody who's never been in the main event before. I'm like, why?
I mean, you don't have to
do that,
but it does feel like it. Oh God. I think my brain has been infected by bad brainworms.
Oh no!
Because I'm like, is it like somebody getting their WrestleMania moment? We don't.
No, we don't do that here.
We don't do that. But I guess it does feel like All In is the biggest one.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be nice if other people got a chance.
Yeah, no, I fully understand that completely. But also I'm thinking about what would be logical from this point.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we were talking, me and Chob were chatting last night after the show. And it's like, Max always gets cheered in New York. In where they're specifically having Double or Nothing. So how do you solve the problem of like putting a babyface in that position, having fight Swerve?
A New York babyface.
I was.
Where's Swerve from?
Swerve's from Washington, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but he doesn't need the babyface.
He doesn't need the babyface reaction because
he gets
he's the heel.
it even when he is a heel.
Exactly. Yeah. It's. Well, yeah. That's a whole other fucking issue that I will continue to whinge about.
I think you put another Long Island person up against him, and therefore it should be Chris Statlander.
I mean that. Yeah. I mean that Willow. As Willow or Stat or
it could be a three-way. MJF
unfortunately
versus
in the reality
I'd watch it
where Tony Khan will not book a woman fighting for the men's world championship. I don't like it either.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
But
it's
the way I'm thinking. The way we sort of worked it out was like, well, then don't put a babyface in that position. Put Swerve in that position. Because if he's the heel, it doesn't matter. if Max is going to get cheered to all fucking in New York, which I believe he will, like, put Swerve in that match, because then that kind of, it makes the crowd reaction make sense.
If Swerve gets booed, which he has to really
he tries
work
so
for
hard.
most of
He's
the time.
doing his best, and I wish
I
people
love him. Where is he? Where's
I
he
don't
gone?
know, because I was half expecting him to come out and murder Kenny at the end of that match.
Yeah, I thought something would happen.
What, the one thing?
I thought something would happen. So Max just very slowly going into the floor was very funny in a like, oh, I guess nothing is going to happen there.
Yeah, that was like the end of the show. The devil is going back into his devil hole.
It's
devil
the
hole.
now.
That was my one fear with this match, was like that Swerve was going to appear and murder Kenny, and then I was going to have to deal with like just pinning all my hopes of joy onto like the Bucks and Speedball.
Speedball, Speedball.
I was like, oh god, if you take Kenny out of this, like the things that I can be invested in are getting further and further, like lesser and lesser, like they're dwindling away. But yeah, basically, like Kyle, Speedball, and the Bucks, I have to imprint on all of them like a baby duck if Kenny went away as well.
Yeah.
But luckily he didn't get murdered, so hopefully that means he isn't going away for like 2 months.
I do think he should come on our sleepover podcast and let us deep condition his hair.
I think because that hair, this match.
By the end of that match, it was Kenny.
He looked unhinged. He looked like a mad scientist. It was so good.
The concept of conditioner is foreign to you, and I wish to.
He is not keeping up with it. He may well be keeping up with the routine with everything else, but the hair is suffering.
Get some fucking hot oil on that shit.
Oh, Kenneth. He's never going to come on this. He's never going to come on here just like because we will just go, Kenny, we're having an intervention for your hair.
Yeah, we'll be like, can we send you like a little gift pack ahead of time?
Little pamper set with some conditioner.
In case you haven't listened to our sleepover episode with Vader Scott, please do, because I think it's one of our best episodes ever.
Yeah.
Mostly because Vader's amazing. We changed our guest interview gimmick like moments before we started recording, which was extremely high risk. But I think it paid off.
I also think, I think not to toot our own horn, but fuck it. Nobody else is gonna, so we might as well.
No. All the awards for us. But yeah, we have refined it a little bit since, and we have another one in the can, and I think it is a really fun format. Yeah. So we will try and get some more people in our.
Because the conversations go in some ways that you're not necessarily expecting.
I think we've got some really interesting stuff. Meaty. So yeah, I think have a listen to that. And otherwise, we will be back next week, as we usually are. You know the drill. If you enjoyed this episode, if you're 3 hours in and you didn't enjoy it, I feel bad for you. But please do, if you haven't yet, please do rate or review or subscribe or leave comments or do all the things, because those things really, 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 really do help us. And we want to get Kenny Omega in our sleepover, so we need some help. If you want to follow us on Blue Sky, we are wafflybollocks.bsky.social, awfullywaffly.bsky.social, and wrestletrash.bsky.social. We are wafflybollocks@gmail.com, and you can get all your Silly Graps t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, and hockey jerseys from ko-fi.com/wrestletrash/shop.
Indeed, and if you use the code BSky, baby, you will get 10% off.
Okay. Right, see you next week. Bye.
Bye, love you, bye.